on the Success Resources Virtual. You guys are in for an absolute treat today. For those of you who do not know me or may not have met me yet, my name is Robert Raymond Riopel. I am your host. I'm absolutely blessed to be your host today. For those of you who've been with us before, you know, normally there's myself and the other amazing aerodynamic dude, Mr. Aaron Huey. We are letting him play hooky today. It was his birthday. Him and his wife are on a birthday trip right now. So I'm taking the reins of this one. And for those of you that are here and on time, I want you to take your hand, put it up in the air like this, pat yourself on the back and say, I am awesome and I am ready to rock. So say to yourself, I am awesome and I'm ready to rock. And also, we're going to be doing lots of interactivity. I'm getting my other device set up here so I can see your responses. We love to do a lot of interaction on these seminars. So this is a whole series, and I'll tell you, this is what we're calling day 2 of an immensely phenomenal training on marketing. We're going to check in with you in a moment, see who was with us on day 1, which was 2 weeks ago, because I know you got a ton of value from it. And we are excited for what you get to learn today. So if you're excited, in the chat box, type excited. If you're excited, type excited into the chat box. Excellent. Good to see you. I'm looking off to my side here, and I see one person's typed excited. Oh, there's the rest. Now they're scrolling up. Excellent. So we have an amazing day planned for you today. And if you've been with us before, you know that when Aaron and I do any kind of events, we do love to get you truly involved in the event. So in a moment, I'm going to be sharing my screen with you, and we're going to go through some fun stuff. And I know normally they would say, hey, take this little device, put it away, just put it on silent, put it away for this presentation. For the parts where I'm with you, I want you to have this ready and get your camera ready, because we are going to get interactive. I love using a program called Mentimeter, which allows you to get the audience to get interactive with us, not just by typing in the chat box where I can see everybody that's typed excited in that. It's allowing you to actually get interactive on the slides that we do. So I'm going to share my screen here. And once I share the screen, if you can see my screen, type yes into the chat box. Let me know you can see it. If you can see it, there we go. We got some yeses coming up. Beautiful. Because this is you having fun with us, you're only seeing me at the moment. So you interacting is how I get to know that you're here. As we get going into the presentation, if you've been with us before, I've made this announcement. As we go through, when I'm on, my microphone's on, you may hear some background noise every once in a while in the background, because on the other side of my wall from my office in my studio, I've still got 6 of my 10 new puppies that my wife and I are finding good homes for. They're sleeping right now because it is currently just 1 o'clock in the morning here. So we're hoping they stay asleep. But as we go through the training, they may start to wake up, get a little interactive and a little excited. So you may hear them from every once in a while. So now that we've got you here, this training today is called Strategy Surge, powering up your marketing tactics. If you are absolutely ready to power up your marketing tactics, type me into the chat box. Type me into the chat box if you are ready. Excellent. I see, and I love that people are right away getting involved here. I am damn ready. That's a good one. Who I got to see who said that. Nicole, you're damn ready. Woo, good to hear. So the way we're going to get interactive is, here's what I'd like you to do. Take that phone out, and we're going to first cover a little bit of housekeeping. Every time we do these presentations, we want to make sure that you, the audience, get the absolute most out of the training as you can. Meaning, our guest presenters, we want to make sure that they have the space to really deliver to you a ton of knowledge. So some of the housekeeping rules that we have: absolutely no recording of this event. We're recording it, and if you are part of our membership, our Success Resources virtual membership, yes, you're going to be able to get a copy of the recording to watch later if you choose. But for individual recording, because this is copyrighted material, no recording, please. Also, in the chat box, use the chat box for what we ask you to put information in or to ask questions. No promoting in the chat box. Success Resources, your learning partners, we've put this space together to really deliver a ton of value to people. So I know some people go, hey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to promote what I do. If you start promoting, we'll just remove your chats. If you do it on a consistent basis, we'll remove you from the program. And it's, no energy, no good, no bad, no right or wrong about it. It's just our rules because this is our house. Put it like this: our room, our rules. I'll say that again: our room, our rules. So no promoting in the chat. Also, please, 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 please take lots of notes. Oh my goodness. Our 2 guest presenters today are going to be dropping a ton of information. They are going to drop a lot of information for you. So you want to make sure you're taking lots of notes. If you were with us on day 1, Aaron and I started off doing some information. We'll review that in a moment. Then we had 3 amazing presenters. Today, we've got 2, so we give them an expanded amount of time to take you even deeper, even further into the notes. So that's really important. So take lots of notes. Also, stay until the end. Believe us when we say you do not want to miss a beautiful little bonus, an incentive. Okay, call it bribery. Call it whatever you want to call it. We like to say suggestology. We're going to suggest that you stay until the end because for those of you that do, there's going to be a very special bonus. We want to reward you for taking your time, your valuable time. Because I'm going to put it like this, and you can tell me if you agree. If you agree with the following statement, you're going to type agree into the chat box. Here's what the statement is. I believe that your time is one of your most precious commodities. So if you agree with that, type agree in the chat box. All right. Right away, we've got people typing agree in there. So yeah, your time is one of your most precious commodities. So we want to make sure that we give you as much value. This program is going to be roughly 3.5, almost 4 hours long for today's call. Really play full on, participate, get ready to learn. Your minds are going to be blown. And stay till the end. Now, let's get into having some fun. Take out this device. I want you to go to your camera, and I want you to scan that QR code. And I want you to become part of the presentation. If you cannot do this on your phone, you can type in www.menti.com, and you can enter that code 43357966. This is going to allow you to become part of our presentation. Anytime I'm on, we're going to have some fun with this. So again, menti.com, 43357996 or 7966, sorry, or use the QR code. And I see lots of people. We'll give you a couple more moments to get onto that. So now, if you cannot participate either by scanning the QR code or by going to menti.com and putting in the code, that's where you use the chat box. Use the chat box to participate on any of the stuff that we're doing there. And thank you, team, for putting the menti.com in there. No, so there we go. Excellent. Now, for menti.com, you don't need to sign up for anything. The beautiful thing about Mentimeter, the reason I love using this program, anything that you input in any of the responses, it stays anonymous. It doesn't tell us who responded, how they responded, anything like that. It keeps it so that you get to have fun with it. We don't know who is responding. We just have fun. Excellent. So as we go further, and there's the QR code still up there for whoever didn't get registered. If you attended day 1, type yes. If you didn't, type no. Let's see who attended day 1 with us, which was 2 weeks ago. And again, use the chat box. So I got a lot of no's, some yeses, quite a few no's. So a lot of new people here. Excellent. And I'm glad a lot of people are typing into the chat box as well, because so far we've got 67 people that have responded through the Mentimeter itself, and we've got a lot of people typing in the chat box. This gives us an idea of who's new and who was not with, who's new with us this time and who attended the first full day, because we covered a lot of amazing marketing material on that first day. So for all the new people that are here, thank you. We appreciate you being here with us. For all the people that this is your second part of the event, welcome back. You know what you got in the first one. We're going to take it to a deeper level this time. So love seeing all the participation. That's amazing. Let's do this next. I want to find out, where in the world are you from? Where in the world are you from? I want to know if you, and what you do on this one, best you can, or you're going to type in where you are from. So I'm in Alberta, so I'm going to put that here. And I'm going to send that in. Look at that. We got, and again, you can put it in the chat where you're from. Romania, Philippines, London, Malaysia, Australia, Philippines, Poland, Nigeria, Austria, Southeast Asia, Sweden. Oh, see, and this is what's UK, London. This is to show you South Africa. This is truly a global community that we have going on here. Absolutely global community. And we love seeing everybody that we have with us. So thank you for typing in, and in the chat box as well as on the Mentimeter. Germany, a lot of people from Singapore and Malaysia. And I'll give you a hint. The bigger the words and the more in the center they are, that tells you where the majority of the people are that are responding. So it tells you where they are from. So you can see that we have a big show up from Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. That's why all those ones have stayed in the middle and the words are bigger than the others. So this gives us an idea as well to see how we're doing with our marketing, because we want to make sure that we are covering and we are getting as many places covered as we can. So again, thank you, everyone, for being here. Love all the responses. And I love seeing the number of participants going up as well as we go into the presentation. Here's the next piece of this. For those of you who weren't with us before, this will give you a little bit of a kind of a background to what we covered on the first day. We called it day one, even though we were 2 weeks ago. Today is day 2. And then in September 4th, I believe it is, will be day 3 of this whole marketing series. On the very first one, we covered the psychology of marketing. My partner, Aaron Huey, and I, that's Aaron Huey, R3 for Robert Raymond Riopel. We are known as AHR3. We covered the psychology of marketing. Then we had our first phenomenal presenter, and she covered customer persona development. Shu Yiing, oh my goodness. She just broke it down, helping you understand your clients and how to be able to market to them in a stronger way so that you get more people saying, yes, I want to be part of this, or yes, I'd like to buy from you. Very, very powerful. If you did miss day 1, you can join again our Success Resources virtual membership, and you'd be able to have access to that. Then we brought on another powerhouse of an amazing presenter and just knowledgeable person. One of my favorite people in the world. I'm getting to know this person more and more, and that's Hui Hui Lek out of Singapore. And she talked about organic marketing essentials. She had a short time with us, but what she delivered in that short time, mind-blowing. And then we wrapped up the event with AI in content creation. Now, here's the thing. If you are embracing AI, artificial intelligence, if you're actually embracing it, type me into the chat box. I want to see if you are embracing it. Quite a few people. All right, I'm seeing lots of me's coming in. One of my mentors, T. Harvecker, when we interviewed him, Aaron and I interviewed him a few months ago, and we asked him about his thoughts on AI. He said, people are going to hear about it, and then some will even embrace it. He says, but the missing link is the question of, will you utilize it? Understanding it, knowing it, embracing it's one thing. But do you realize those who are actually utilizing it right now, don't just embrace it, utilize it. Those are going to be the people that will take their lives to a whole new level. This is where it's this time of utilizing it, embracing it, and utilizing it fully, where wealth is going to be created for the people who are the early adopters of it. And you cannot learn from anyone better, in my opinion, than Alicia Lyttle. She teaching you how to write books, children's books, create all these different videos where even if you're shy, you do it, and it does in any language you want it to. And it actually changes the way your mouth moves to match the language. So we had those three powerhouses on day one. Let's talk about what we're going to cover today in our session today, because we're going to jump into it in the next 2 minutes with our first presenter, because, man, we just want to get you going. What we're going to cover today in this training is simply this: new waves of marketing with Hui Hui Lek. She's going to be up front. And again, listen to this young lady. She started as a student of mine. And when I reconnected with her, when she asked me to be on a training of hers for her students, she blew me away with her knowledge. And she's now mentoring me and my business partner, Aaron Huey. And even just one thing she taught us, one thing, even though I can't see, everybody hold up one finger or type the number 1 into the chat box. Type number 1 into the chat box. There we go. One thing that she taught Aaron and I in the last 2 weeks has added an additional already $40,000 in revenue for us from one thing she just taught us. So I want you to listen. If you're listening, type listen into the chat box. If you're listening, type listen into the chat box. Yeah, I love it right away. People are already in there. Ruth, I see that. Emmanuel, Ellen, listening. Look at all those listenings. This is why we're bringing powerhouses like Hui Hui to you so that you can really embrace. Also today, we're going to be talking about marketing scale up with Shu Yiing. If you liked what she taught on day 1, again, get ready to go to another level today. She is going to take you on how to marketing scale up. And I'll tell you, that's what you want to do. I'm scaling up my marketing to really get more results, because the more people you're helping, there's a universal principle that says this: you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you give. I'll say that again. You will be paid in direct proportion to the value you give. So if you give a lot of value, especially through your marketing, it'll blow you away the kind of revenue you can make, the kind of revenue you deserve to make. Let's put it that way, that you deserve to make. So if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. If you're ready, type ready into the chat box. If you're ready, and there we go, right away, Ada, and I hope I said that correct. I love how quick you are on the typing. You had ready in there right away. So let's get to our first presenter, because I can see she's in the waiting room. And I'm going to give you the official intro to her. But again, I already said something to you earlier. She is one of my favorite people in the world right now, because she is very humble. She's very real. She's very authentic. She truly loves to help people. And her depth of wisdom that her and her partner teach people. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've done over $100 million in sales around the world in the last 20 years. I've personally taught over 500,000 people. I'm the old dog, and she's teaching this old dog new tricks. And boy, you better believe I'm learning. And here's the thing. She was helping my partner and I, and she sent us a clear template. And our minds wanted to reinvent the wheel. And we reminded ourselves, don't do it. Follow what she's teaching. And because of that, that's why we're seeing the results that we're seeing. That's why you want to, everybody put your hands out in front of you like this. I want you to put your hands out in front of you. And again, I know I can't see you, but I can feel if you're doing this. And I want you to go like this. Go. And I want you to say, I'm listening. I'm listening. Let me give you her official introduction. Here we go. Hui Hui Lek, she is a shy and introverted Asian girl, but she had a dream for 16 years. And when COVID came, it wiped out her successful retail business by more than 80%. And I know some of you can relate to what COVID did to your businesses. She decided to pursue her lifelong dream to become a speaker, trainer, and a coach. And thank goodness she has. Starting from zero, everybody, starting from zero with no experience and, little social media presence, she hit her first milestone of $100,000 in only, and I want you to type this number into the chat box, 70. In only 70 days, she hit her first 100,000 mark. And I love that people are typing 70 in there. And in 12 months, she achieved $1.1 million. Some of you don't get that reference. You haven't watched the movie. It's all good. And she is now coaching, shocking many of her peers in the coaching world. Since then, she has made $2+ million. And I know she's going to give you an update in the last 2 years because I've heard some of the updates. She's killing it. She went to receive the prestigious Russell Brunson 2 Comma Club Award, which she is awarded for digital marketer who has collected over $1 million in USD cash. And in September of 2023, she joined Russell Brunson in his inner circle, a mastermind club for only 7-figure entrepreneurs. Last year, she became the world's top number 4, and this year, number 2 affiliate for someone you may have heard of by the name of Tony Robbins. I think that's the name. Beating out amazing people like Jim Quick, Brendan Bouchard. She did all this organically through Facebook without paid ads. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. Without paid ads and complicated funnels and technology, making everyone wonder, who is Hui Hui Lek? Who came out of nowhere after COVID and made waves? So in the last 2.5 years, she has taught over 1,000 new coaches from 30 countries how to kickstart their coaching businesses and create wealth. I'm going to let her take the rest of the time and just really wow you. So in the chat box, with your energy, I would love for you to welcome to this stage the one, the only, the amazing Hui Hui Lek. Give it up for her, everybody.
Hey everyone, appreciate Robert's introduction every single time here. I feel a little bit shy whenever he says that. But let me know in the chat. What would that describe how you guys are feeling today? I just want to be able to get to know you guys better, right? I see Nita is here, Yanni is here, right? Very nice. Hey Emily, Ian is here, right? Very nice. Hey Norman, good to see you. Simone. Yeah, Nicole, good to see you guys here, right? So how many of you would like to be able to increase your sales and your profits in the next 12 months? Type yes in the chat if that's you, if you'd like to be able to increase your sales and profits. Awesome, thank you very much. How many of you would like to be able to do it without actually feeling pushy or salesy, right? Type yes if that's you as well, yeah? Right, cool. I know that icky feeling when I first began. I've been in business for the last 19 years, right? And in the first 6 years of my business, being an entrepreneur, I was pretty broke and miserable. And all I was trying to do was to be very pushy and salesy, right? And that kind of icky feeling, how many of you can relate? If you can relate, can you type relate into the chat? If you can actually relate to that kind of pushy, icky, right? It's not you and you don't feel like it, right? But in the end, you just thought that, well, if I have to sell something, if I want to be able to make money, I've got to sell really well. If that's you, right? If you feel icky about sales or marketing, can you type icky into the chat, right? Just want to know who's relating to that as well, yeah? Right, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, right? So I'm super excited to be here, to be able to share with you in the next 60 minutes, 70 minutes on exactly what I did in the last 3 years to be able to go from zero. And you know what? I just had a look on our total sales so far in the last, coming to 3 years is by the time we reach end of September, it'll be exactly 3 years. We have actually reached, we have already done $3.5 million USD in the last 3 years. So I am just super excited to be here to be able to share with all of you one strategy that I've been doing at the very beginning of my coaching business. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a business coach. I teach new entrepreneurs and coaches and course creators how to create their courses, their high ticket courses, so that they can actually start living life on their own terms. Okay, so how many of you are excited to be here to start learning new marketing strategies? Start excited if you're excited. Start excited if you're excited. Awesome, very nice. Cool. So today, right, I want to be able to share with you this important strategy, which I know without a shadow of a doubt that it's going to be one of, rather, let me correct that. It's going to be the biggest thing in the next 3 years. In the next 3 years. And please write down this word, community. Community is going to differentiate between the people who have a community and the people who don't. And the people who have a community and are building a community, and I'm not just talking about having a group of members, I'm talking about having an engaged community, right? Please type down the word community, okay? And today, if all you ever remember about what I've given you for this next 60, 70 minutes, I would like you to just remember you've got to build a community. As long as you've got a business, you've got to build a community, and this is so important, okay? And so today, I want to be able to go into the 4 different, what I think are really important criteria and levers in order for you to build up an engaged community. But before I do that, is it okay if I actually take some time to just share with you what building an engaged community has brought me, and the kind of unimaginable, right? 3 years ago, if you were to tell me that I'll be able to build this, I probably wouldn't believe you. But because I started with building a community first, right, this brought me all of that success subsequently, right? So if you're committed, right, if you're committed to learning this new strategy, if you're committed to actually take what you're learning here today and put it into action in your own business, can you type committed into the chat? Type I'm committed into the chat, okay? Because it wouldn't make sense for me to just teach you and you learn and you come and sit here and learn passively without taking it and going back and making it work in your business, right? Okay, so I really want you to take what you can today, and I'm going to be giving you a lot of value today, right? And really go and apply that in your business, because you know what? By the time 2025 comes, I hope you will say that you heard it from me first. I hope that you'll say that you heard it from me first, okay? Because at the current moment, a lot of big boys are already starting to do it, okay? And they're learning from one person. That person is not me, right? But when I spoke to that person, and I'll share the story with you later on, when I spoke to that person last year, I realized that I was doing exactly the same thing as he did, except that he was doing it on a massive scale, and I was doing it on a small scale, okay? And I want to be able to share this with you today. So let me just take a moment here, right? To be able to just share this of what I did in this last 60 days, okay? I call this small communities, huge profits. And it's a new wave of marketing in 2025. And if you miss this wave, right, you're going to fall behind, because everybody else is going to build a community, okay? Regardless of what business you're in, regardless of whether you are a solopreneur or whether you have a business owner, regardless of whether you have physical products, digital products, software, or whether you are in any kind of business, right? Community is the way to go from now on, okay? And I want to be able to share with you in the last 60 days, right? What did I exactly do, okay? So this is a challenge. I ran a 7-day challenge called the Mission and Movement Course Creation Challenge, where I actually helped 124 people in my group, this is a paid group. They paid $47 to be in my challenge, right? For 7 days. I showed them how to create a course. And then at the end of it, I made them an offer. And during this event, with just a very small, engaged community, we made a total sales of 210 USD. Can you type 210 into the chat? 210 210,000 into the chat. Okay, this is 210,000 USD in the chat. Okay, right. So, and that's not all. Okay, that's not all. In June, I was at Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi's event. I was doing my affiliate with them for the 4th year running. Okay, and I was selling a $997 product, and this product, right, was is a digital product, but it's also a software. And during this affiliate launch, right, I emerged number 2 out of almost 700 affiliates. Okay, and I want to share this story with you, not because I want to brag, but because I want to show you that even a person who has a very small email list, but if you have an engaged community, you can still win the game. Okay, you can still win the game. I want to share with you my progression as I went through from 2022 to 2023 to 2024. Okay, so in 2022, that was my 2nd year as an affiliate for Tony and Dean, right? And at that time, I was just 1 year into my coaching business, which means that I didn't have a big community. I didn't have a big email list. In fact, at that time, I only had 4,000 followers, and my email list is just less than 2,000 people. Okay, but I was doing this 100% organic, which means that I wasn't paying any ads. But there was one thing that was focused on at the very beginning of my business, and that was I was running a lot of events to be able to bring my community together. I was giving them a lot of value and serving them to the highest level before they even became my paid clients. Okay, and because of that, right, they bonded with me. And we became a very tight-knit community. And it wasn't like a huge community. It was just about less than between 500 to 1,000 people in my very first year. And in that year, right, I became number 13. And as you can see in the photo there, right, Jim Quick is 11, Eben Pagan is 12, I'm 13, Brandon Bouchard is 15, Billie Jean is 16, okay? Isn't it amazing, right? In 2023, right, I was between 3 and 4, depending on when you're looking at the numbers, okay? I still had the smallest email list, and I only had 7,000 followers, which means that over that 1 year, I only grew about 3,000 followers, and I'm still doing everything 100% organic. But guess what? At this time, I jumped from 13 to 3, okay? And at that time, when I was attending this mastermind with the top 10 marketers in the room, one of them was remarking to me that, one of them was actually telling me this one thing. I think I'm the smallest person in the room. I only have an email list of 30,000 people. And I was flabbergasted. Can all of you, can you imagine, right? This person thinks that he's the smallest person in the room with an email list of $30,000, 30,000 people. Can you let me know in the chat, right? Do you think 30,000 people in an email list, is it big or small to you? Is it big or small for you? Is it big or small for you? Massive, big, right? Big, exactly, right? And you know what? My email list, I have to take another 0 off. I'm only 3,000. But I had a community of almost 3,000 people by that time, okay? And you know what happened? After that, this year, right, I joined the competition again. And the reason why I joined the competition, right, is because if you're inside the top 10, you get to spend 1 day with Tony Robbins. How many of you know who Tony Robbins is? Type yes in the chat if you know who Tony Robbins is. Yes? Right? Okay, cool. Okay, so I wanted to be in the room with Tony Robbins, right, to be coached by him. Because if you're in the top 10, you get 20 minutes one-on-one time with Tony Robbins where he can actually coach you personally, right? So if any of you know Tony Robbins, in order to be able to get to his one-on-one coaching, you probably have to get on a waiting list and you're going to have at least $1 million, right? But so this is an opportunity that cannot be bought. It can only be won as a prize, okay? And I wanted that badly. And so this is what I did. So after my very first, after this year, I attended this year, the top 10 mastermind in Florida. I was so excited, right, to actually be able to be in that room. And I told myself that perhaps, what if that was a fluke? What if I can't do it again, right? Because I'm looking at the history of the number of affiliate marketers who have been doing this for 2 years or more. And you know what? Most of the top 10 people never stayed in the competition for more than 2 years. Anyone wants to make a guess why? Anyone wants to make a guess why? Let me know in the chat. Nobody stayed there for more than 2 years. No one did this competition for more than 2 years. Anyone want to make guess why? No community, no reason, they're too big. It's because they're selling the same product to the same people over and over and over again. But guess what? How can you be selling the same product to the same people over and over again? And I did this for 3 years, and I became from 13 to 3 to 2. It is because when you've got an engaged community, they will buy from you over and over and over again. How many of you are getting it, right? Please write the word sustainable. Sustainable. When you build a community, you get a brand loyalty, you get loyal customers that makes your business sustainable, right? But if you're just building a group where you're just getting people together to buy from you, there's no loyalty there and they can jump ship at any point in time, okay? And so, which is why at that point in time, right, that's when I realized that it's really important for me to be able to, it's really important that I build a community, and I'm so glad that I did. And so this was the $1 million coaching that I got from Tony Robbins, right? And this was one of the highlights of that day when we were doing the mastermind. I just want to be able to just show this short 10-second clip to you guys.
Hui Hui! I love your name. It makes me happy to say it.
How many of you would love to be able to, I know this is kind of a little bit, it does stroke my ego a little bit. How many of you would love to be able to have like Tony Robbins remember your name? Okay, Tony Robbins is a huge mentor for me, right? And so for him to be able to remember my name and to even know my background and to know what I was doing in the last few years, he actually read my history because his staff read all of my past because his staff gave him my information. That was huge, right? And not just that, besides Tony, I also got to win this 6-hour consultation with Dean. And Dean is one of the best, he is a partner with Tony, right? And he's a best-selling author and an entrepreneur. His 6-hour consultation, right, is actually worth more than $200,000. Can you type wow into the chat if so that you really realize, right, so that you can actually see how important building a community is, right? The power of a community, okay? And the reason why I really want to show you all of this, right? It's not because I want to brag with you all the results, but because I really want to be able for you to understand, right? When you build a community, even if it's a small community, it does not matter that you do not have a big email list. It does not matter if you're not paying for ads. It does not matter, right, that you are not a great speaker. But it does matter that you care for your audience and that you care for your community and that you are bringing and that you are really serving them, okay? So will it be all right if I start to actually show you how exactly you can go about building up your engaged community? If it's okay, right, can you type okay into the chat? Yeah, if you really want to know, okay, how do you go about then building up your community? Okay, so this is, after that, subsequently, Dean invited me to become a speaker, right? And I was the first female speaker from Asia, right, in front of a 8,000 audience. Robert talked about this. I received an award from Russell Brunson, right? I also was able to build up my business, right, in the last 3 years to 300 clients. And each one of my clients, because I'm in high ticket coaching, so they actually pay me between $5,000 to $25,000 for my coaching programs. But more importantly, every one of my client, right, our tribe is like our family, okay? We communicate every single day, okay? And so the game changer really is when you have an engaged community. And I want to say this, right? Because if you're here, if you're wondering whether this will work for you, I would like to assure you that this will work for you even if you're just starting out, even if you're shy and introverted, right? Even if you don't really have a business yet, I'm going to show you how you can actually get this done. This is a picture of me in my very first month, right, of my business. I was running a workshop for only 8 people, right? And for 3 months, I had a Facebook group of only 22 people inside. Can you guys type 22 into the chat? Type 22 into the chat. How many of you think that you will be able to at least find 22 people to start your first group first? Let me know in the chat if that's possible for you. If that's possible for you, to be able to find just 22 people and really help them for 3 months, and then at the end of it, make them an offer, okay? So that's what I did. And at the end of it, I did a workshop, right? And I made my first 28,000 USD, okay? And so this is entirely possible for all of you. So you might be thinking, right, when it comes to marketing nowadays, the message is getting lost in the noise, okay? And you might feel a little bit disheartened, or you might perhaps think that right now ad costs are going higher and higher, and it's becoming difficult to sustain, right, the marketing costs anymore. Or perhaps you're spending a lot of time on social media and feeling really drained because right now you've got to do so much, right, but yet reach so little people. How many of, if you can really relate to these problems, right, can you type me into the chat if you can relate to all of these problems? Cool, thank you. So the thing is this, if you have an email list, if you are running ads, whether it's on all of these different platforms, whether you're running a VSL, which is a video sales letter, or perhaps you have funnels, right? All of these are good, but they're no longer enough. They're no longer enough, right? In order for you to be able to cut through the noise, in order for you to stand out from your competition, there's something else that you really, really need to do right now, okay? And when you do this right, when you build your community right, what is going to happen is they're going to embrace your messages. They're going to embrace your contents, okay? I get a lot of engagements on my contents, okay? And your marketing costs are going to come down because they're going to bring you, you know what? Referrals. You're going to have a lot of raving fans. And then you're going to have a lot of raving testimonials as well, which is going to help you in promoting your business. Who's getting it? Type get it into the chat if you get it, okay? Because if you build a community, basically what you have word of mouth on steroids. You have word of mouth on steroids. And especially if you've got a good product, right? That's when you really can attract you really can be able to build a good business around it, okay? And then you will be able to, and like-minded people will attract more like-minded people, right? And that's how your community grows. And you know what? Because you're working with people you love, and because you're building your community with people that you like, right? You're going to be happier doing your business in the long term as well, okay? And so today I want to be able to share with you these 4 things, which I call the 4 to SOAR. Is 4 different factors that is essential for you to actually build an engaged community that actually brings huge profits. Okay, the first one is mission, the second one is message, the third one is meetups, the fourth one is monetize, right? Today I only have enough time to share with you the first 2, right? But I want to just give you a little bit of what this 4 is about, okay? So if you're ready to start, please type start into the chat so that I can actually jump right in, right? And show you why is it important to actually start off first with the first important thing called mission. Okay, a lot of people, right? And I'll share this. Let me share this message by Zig Ziglar first. Okay, he says you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough people get what they want. Okay, right? So what is your mission? The mission is really what drives you and who are you here to help. Because at the end of the day, right, there are a lot of people are building groups. A lot of people are trying to get their buyers or their customers and putting them into some place, right? But why is there no engagements? Why are people not drawn to your group? It is because there needs to be a meaning behind your group. Please type the word meaning into the chat. Meaning, okay? Because the thing is, human beings need meaning, okay? Human beings, right, are emotional beings. And so in order for you to build a tribe, in order for you to build a community, you need both aspects in your community. The first one is emotion. The second one is logic. So the first one that I'm going to share with you today, right, is what drives you. What will drive your tribe to be attracted to you, okay? And I want to share this first part with you because it's so important how you think about this, right? So your mission is actually divided into your inner mission and your outer mission, okay? So your inner mission is what drives you, right? Why are you so passionate about your business? What is it that is getting you to wake up early every single morning to do this, okay? So for me, when COVID hit and my entire retail business was wiped out by more than 80%, I was devastated and I was depressed. I didn't know what to do. And it was because I attended this event in May 2021 by Tony and Dean, right? And I actually I shared my notes in this event, right? And the post that I posted inside this Facebook group exploded. I got 16,000 likes, 5,000 over comments from all of these notes that I was posting inside the Facebook group. But to someone who was very shy, to someone who's very introverted, all of this were just vanity metrics to me. It didn't actually mean anything to me at all, right? And I was actually pretty overwhelmed by all those attention as well. But what really caught me was thousands of messages and DMs that I actually received from people telling me how grateful they were for those notes that I created for them. And because of that, right, I saw this particular message by Elizabeth McKay, and she said this one thing: thank you. I've just fallen into a place of this is for others. I don't have what it takes, and you have given me a pathway back to action. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? But why is this specific message from Elizabeth so impacting me so much and triggering me so much at that point in time? Is because what she shared in this message reminded me of the first 6 years of my entrepreneurial journey, when I was struggling, when I didn't have a mentor, I didn't have a plan, I didn't know what to do. And I wish someone would come and hold my hand and teach me what to do. And because of that, right, I felt for her. And that's when my first spark, the first spark of my calling was ignited. That's when I first knew that I needed to do this, okay? And then after that, just a couple of weeks later, I saw inside this Facebook group, a retailer's Facebook group that I was in, because Singapore was in lockdown, right? And then many retailers were having a very, very hard time trying to keep up, trying to still sustain their business, right? Because we have so many costs that's running in a retail business. And a fellow retailer, and I saw this message from a fellow retailer that his wife attempted suicide. And he said, there's a few months wait for the government assistance to come. By then, it would have been useless. The thought of waiting is torturing. My wife attempted suicide because she can't take it. No one will understand unless you're in it. You can't do anything except to wait with no timeline. And when I saw this message, my heart was crushed. And that moment, I realized that this is the time that I needed to step up. And because of that, I started my coaching business. And I lost, in the first 6 months of starting the business, I lost over 15 kg so that I could actually gain the energy to do this business. And in September 2021, I started to write my first program. And in that first 30 days, my dad was also hospitalized, right? But later on, I made $1 million because of this program that I wrote. Why am I sharing this mission with you? How many of you understand? How many of you can see that I am actually very passionate about my business? How many of you can see that I'm very passionate about telling this story as well? Let me know in the chat. Yes, if you can see that, okay? The thing is this, stories sell and facts tell. If you're only selling your product by giving them information, if you're only selling your software or your service by giving an information, guess what? You're not going to be able to touch the hearts of your audience. So it's important for you, right, to first realize what is that mission that you really want to get people going with, okay? And so this was my mission, right? Later on, I developed this mission is to be able to help 1,000 new entrepreneurs and coaches take their passion, expertise, and turn that into an online business so that together we do more good in the world. So the thing is this, and so this is what it did for one of our clients as well, right? This is Maria. She's from the US. She started out as a dental hygienist, and she later on she had passion in feng shui, but was unsure about whether she should start that or not. I helped her to actually get clear on her mission, and now she's actually officially she's a feng shui consultant. Later on, she started in later part of last year, she started to co-write a book with the famous Marie Diamond, who's a guru in feng shui, right? And now she actually she has her private feng shui clients, right? And she even travels for book signing events. So to recap, right? The first thing that you need to do in order for you to build an engaged community is to really get clear about these two things. What am I helping my tribe with, and who exactly is my tribe? Can you type what and who into the chat? Type what and who into the chat, because if you can get clear about what is it that you're helping them with, and you can get clear about who is it, right? That's when you can attract and pull them all together. Who's getting it? Yeah, right? The first thing is always about the meaning. The meaning, okay? What is the meaning that that my group is about? The second one is getting clear about your unique message. And this is something that I wish I knew 10 years ago when I was doing my retail business. Okay, and this is what I call the big hero message. You got to know what is the point of difference. Okay, type the word different into the chat. Different into the chat. Okay, you got to know why are you different from everybody else in the marketplace. Why should people buy from you? Okay, and the reason why you need to know all of that, right, is because if you can't tell people why you're different, then why should people join your group? Okay, so this is actually my previous retail business. We were in the kids shoes business where I was actually for 9 years I was actually a kids shoes designer. Okay, and so at that point in time, our kids shoes, right? How many of you can see that actually these shoes were pretty cute? Yeah, can you type cute into the chat if you think that these shoes are pretty cute? Okay, so I love shoes, right? And we had a very unique message at that time, but I did not know how to build a community. If I had known what I know now and I built a community, right, we probably would have grown our business 10 times bigger, okay? And the thing is this, many of our customers at that time would come to us. We were serving children between 1 year old to 6 years old. Many of the customers will come to us and tell us at that time, right, that they were buying Nike shoes and Adidas shoes for their kids, right? You know, Adidas would take the design, the big adults designs that were popular, shrink them into kid size, right, and make them a little bit cuter, and then sell them to parents, right? And parents, because they love Nike and Adidas shoes, they will get the same one for their kids as well. How many of you have kids? Let me know if you have got kids in the chat if you've got kids. Yeah, right. And so that's what they did. However, the problem came because of that. Parents were telling us that their kids were falling down every single time they were running. Every single time they run, and every time they want to run fast, they will fall down. And that's because the shoes look nice, but they were not designed for kids. And in order for kids to be able to run really well, you need a pair of shoes that is flat sole. We call it zero drop, and it has to be as close to the ground as possible, right? Because kids run best when they are barefoot. So what we did at that point in time, right, is we began to design shoes that are specially for kids for 1 to 3 years old, so that they will not fall down. And so that there was one phenomenon that started in the last that occurred in the last 10 years because of all the shoes that the big brands were making. Kids started to have tiptoeing problems. Kids started to walk on tiptoe, okay, right, between 1 or 3 years old, and it was a problem that doctors could not solve. And we realized that it was because of the shoes they were wearing. And guess what? If at that point in time, we knew to gather a group of parents together, right, who really understand our point of difference in the shoes. How many of you, if you're a parent yourself, and you now understand that Nike and Adidas are not making the best shoes for kids, and you know that there's another brand that is actually selling shoes that are good for kids at only half the price of what Nike and Adidas are selling. Let me know in the chat, would you support this brand? How many of you, let me know in the chat, would you support this brand? If you know that function-wise, look-wise, but price is only half, right? Exactly. And you know what? Would you join a community that I built if I build a community around all of these shoes? Yeah, right. So guess what? If I had built a community around this product at that time, and parents come in and they share with all the other parents as well, the business would grow. And you know what? How many of you have business that's only local? Type local into the chat. If you've got a business that's international, type international as well. If you've got a business that's local, type local. If you've got a business that's international, type international. Okay? If I had known how to build a community then, I would actually build a community that's international and create demand in other countries even before I go there. How many of you would love to be able to build a community using social media where it will allow you to go international as well? Let me know in the chat. Yes, if that's you, right? To be able to build a business that actually crosses borders and not just restricted to your local community. Yes, right? Okay, and so this is the opportunity that is available for every single one of us once you know how to build a community. Okay, right? And you know what? If every single time I think about this, right, I'm tempted to go back to my kids' business as well, my kids' shoes business. If I'm not so busy with my coaching business right now, I probably would have just created another kids' shoes brand, because I already know, how to grow this business. Okay, right. So this is what I actually did for one of my clients. This is Sunny. She's from Malaysia as a music teacher, but she's living in a country with a weak currency. How many of you are Malaysians? If you're Malaysians, can you type me into the chat? If you're Malaysian, can you type me into the chat? Yeah, awesome, right? So what I helped Sunny did is I helped her to create a unique methodology for her music school that combines music and early childhood brain development, and now available for you as well. How many of you would love to be able to earn USD while living in Malaysia? Yes, right, cool. So this is what you can do, okay? So I want to share with you just 2 quick things, right? At the end for this of building an engaged community. The third thing, right, that you want to know, and this is a little bit advanced, okay, for those of you who already have a community, for those of you who already have clients, this is what is important, okay? I met Pace Mobby. Pace Mobby is he's in real estate, okay, right? Or he's more well known in real estate is in the US, right? He has $100 million a year business, okay? And basically he has built up this huge community, and right now the big boys are all learning how to build communities from him, right? I talked to him last year and he was sharing with me how he actually built up his community from scratch, okay? And now he's doing $100 million a year, right? And I realized that I was doing exactly the same thing as he did, just on a smaller scale. So I was actually meeting my clients in LA when I was in LA, in Florida, in Arizona, in Boise, in Malaysia, in Singapore, right? And even South America, where one of my clients is inviting me there to speak as well, okay? And when you start to be able to have this kind of meetups with your clients, right? I've taken over 70 selfies with my tribe all over the world, right? Wherever I go, I would actually meet up with them. So when you do that, guess what? You build the connection with your tribe. Please type the word connection into the chat. Connection. People want to connect. People want to belong as well. Okay, so it's important that you actually remember that you have to connect and that you have to give them a sense of belonging there. Okay, right? And so one of the things that were really that I found out. Okay, one of the stats that I found out is this: 79% of marketing leads, right, actually never convert into sales. And it's not because the product is not good. It is because of the lack of lead nurturing. That is the common cause of this poor performance, okay? And this comes from Marketing Sherpa, right? And this is the bad news, because a lot of people get leads, but they are not converting them because they are not nurturing them well enough. But imagine if you are able to really nurture your leads through a community by giving them value, by running events, right? And be able to help them first by helping them, right? Without even making an offer first, right? Show them who you are as a person, show them your competency and what you can do, show up consistently for them. You know what? When you start to do things like that, you're evoking what we call, please write down this term, you're evoking what we call the law of familiarity. The law of familiarity. The more times people see you, the more they get familiar with you, the more people will actually like you. How many of you would like to make a guess, right? How many touch points do you need to have right now in marketing before someone actually buys from you? How many? Please make a guess. How many touch points do you need to have before someone actually buys from you? 7, 8, right? 7, 8, 30, 10, 20, 11, right? It used to be 8. It used to be 8, okay? And now, if you're not doing anything between 15 to 30, it's not enough. So what do I mean by touch points? A social media post is one touch point, right? An event is a touch point. Every single day of an event is a touch point. An email is a touch point, right? A video that you create is a touch point. So every single one of these touch points matters. And recently I did a survey, right, with the people who attended my challenge. How many times did they actually see my contents before they actually jump on my challenge? Every one of them said at least 10 times. At least 10 times, okay, before they actually even decide to join my low ticket challenge at a $47, okay? And so right now, if you want to be able to have that connection with your audience, right, the lead nurturing is important. So the good news is this: the companies that excel at lead nurturing, you actually will generate 50% more sales, 50% more sales-ready leads at 33% lower cost, which means that, right, they're more ready to buy. 50% of them will be more ready to buy from you, and the cost of you spending on your customers is actually 30% lower, okay? And so that's the great news. So where can you actually meet up with them, right? There are a few places. Facebook is one of them, and I still, even though a lot of people are not recommending it, I still recommend it if you are starting out, okay? If you are still starting out, this is the best place for you to start because it's free. There are features inside. You can utilize it and you can start it immediately today, within the next hour, okay? The second one is if you have a course, right? Or if you have a coaching program that you might want to consider using School, okay? The third one is Circle, okay? So these are the three popular choices these days if you want to actually build your community, okay? So this is a few examples. This is my Facebook group for my course creation, it's a free group for my challenge, community, right? So we've got about 5,000 members inside my community right now. Okay, another example is this is Tony and Dean's community. They have 750,000 people inside. All of these are free, right? This is my recent challenge group. It's a paid group, right? We've got 124 members inside where they attended my challenge. And so when you start to build communities like that, right, and it's really not difficult to start to bring people into your group and build your community, right? This is what Delaney did. She's been wanting to start a business that is actually meaningful for her. She didn't want to do anything just for money anymore, right? And her mission is to be able to help women rise into their greatness. She started to build a very small community of women who actually loves her kind of energy. Okay, she's from New Zealand, right, living in Thailand, so she really has this very flamboyant and very high spirit, very generous kind of spirit, kind of person. Okay, and so she attracts women just like her. Okay, and because she's able to build out her community, right, and be able to serve them, in just the last year alone, right, she has made over 50,000 USD through this system that I just showed you. Okay, right? And so I want to show you the very last one today, right? Since we are running a little bit out of time. The fourth step, right, is the step to how to monetize. Okay, and monetization, right, is just simply doing this one thing. It is what we call a conversion event. Running a conversion event. Can you type conversion event into the chat? Conversion event. Okay. The fourth step, right, is basically how do I run a conversion event that can convert and bring my leads into a customer. Okay. And so the four steps are: first, you got to create an offer that helps them solve their problems, right? The second one is to then fill up your challenge. Then after that, you've got to run your event, and then you've got to make an offer, right, and sell at the event. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the details of exactly how to do that, because that's probably going to take me another 3 days just to teach that, right? But I want to be able to show you what it actually did for Erica. Okay, so when Erica learned how to do conversion events, right? At the very beginning, when I met Erica, right, she was actually in a weight loss niche, okay? And she realized that she's got a passion in Chinese metaphysics. And after that, after realizing that, right, I helped her to get clear about her mission, which is to help entrepreneurs achieve wealth and abundance through learning about Chinese metaphysics. She developed her unique methodology that's very different from other gurus, even the gurus that she's learning from. And then she started to run conversion events. And the ones that I teach my clients do are challenges, okay? She started to run challenges, and in the last 18 months, she made $350,000 USD, okay? Challenges are the way for you to monetize inside your group. Okay, please type down the word challenges. Okay, challenges. Okay, for those of you who don't know what challenges are, just know that they are a type of event, a type of virtual event that will help you to convert your leads into clients. Okay, right? And so there are three keys to recap, right? To recap, the four steps to doing this is: the first step, you need to have your mission first, right? You need to have your mission first. Get clear about what the meaning is for your tribe. Then the second one is you need to get clear about what is your unique messaging, right? The third one is you need to be able to create ample opportunities for you to be able to connect with your audience, right, and your tribe members. And the fourth one is you need to learn then how to convert them from just leads into clients by running events. Okay, and so this is this will be the three keys to success if you really want to have that kind of connection. Okay, please write this down. The first thing you need to understand is this: running a community or building a community is about them. It's not about you, right? Your mission is about them. It's not about you either. Okay, and if you want to take your marketing into the next 3 years, right, and be successful at it, right, and show on social media consistently, what is going to help you to be successful is to think about these two words: how can I be authentic, and how can I be transparent? Because people are sick of seeing influencers who are slick, right, who are flashy. They just want perfectly normal people who are having good results with what they do. Okay, so as long as you're authentic and you're transparent with what you're doing, right, and you're transparent with what you're offering people, people will be drawn to you. Okay, and the third one is, if you've got a mission and you want to build a community, you've got to become the leader. There is no escaping you stepping up into leadership. Okay, and so these are the 3 keys to success that will be able to help you to build a community. Okay, right? And so the four to solve, right? This is the model to 4 to solve. So how many of you from now on, right, after listening to what I've been saying for the last 40 minutes or so, would like to be able to build a thriving community that not only engages your audience, but also generates real revenue for you? If that's you, type me into the chat. If that's you, type me into the chat. Awesome, very nice, okay? And how many of you, right, can see that in order for you to build communities, right, there are few problems that you need to solve as well. And let me know if these are the 3 problems that you are thinking of that you may perhaps be running into as you're starting to build a community, okay? The first problem that most people will see, right, is, I don't know how to build my community. Where should I build my community? What kind of community it is? Okay, type me into the chat if you're a little bit unsure about how do I go about building up a community. Okay, if that's you, type me. Okay, cool. The second one is, even if I attract my community into my group, what kind of contents do I do in order for me to really attract them into my group and then engage them so that I could keep them staying inside my group? Okay, if that's you as well, can you type 2 into the chat so that I know that this might be the second problem that you're thinking of? Okay, what kind of contents do I actually create for my group, okay, for my community? And then the third one, how then do I run high converting events? How do I turn my leads into clients? Yes, if that's you as well, right, if you have been thinking about, I'm not quite sure how to do this, type 3 into the chat, type number 3 into the chat if that's you. Awesome, thank you very much. Okay, and so will it be okay if I actually take some time to share with you a program that I've created that will be able to help you to create an engaged community that would actually bring in huge profits for you? Type okay into the chat if that's okay, that I share with you how you can do that as well. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So this is what I call the social profits blueprint. And so basically the social profits blueprint, right, is in 3 weeks, I'm going to bring you on a journey to help you to create, connect, and convert so that you can build and monetize your online community. So what does this look like? I'm going to show you how you can actually turn your community into a profit powerhouse in just 3 weeks without having to use ads and without all that tech overwhelm, okay? And who is this for? This is for if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you already have a business and you're thinking about how can I actually run my business or reduce my marketing costs, this will be for you. Or if any of you already have a group and you want to take your group to a next level, or perhaps you have some people together, you already have a little bit of customers, but you want to be able to turn that into a more engaging community and a more revenue generating asset, okay? Because your community is your asset, okay? Just like everyone says, an email list is an asset, your community is going to be one of your biggest assets from now on, okay? And so what are we going to be showing you in this 3 weeks? This social profits blueprint, right, is actually your fast track solution to help you to master the art of online community building, content creation, and virtual event monetization. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Okay, we're going to help you solve 3 problems here. The first one is, if you don't know how to build your community, we're going to help you to solve that, right? If you don't know how to create contents, we're going to help you solve that, right? If you don't know how to run converting events, we're going to help you solve that as well. So in the first week, right, I'm going to show you how to build up your Facebook community, because that's the easiest community that every single one, regardless of how big Doesn't matter how big or how small your business is, right? I'll show you the insider strategies to grow a highly engaged Facebook community. I'll show you how to attract your ideal members organically as well, okay? So that you can actually keep your members engaged and then build a loyal tribe eager to connect with you and buy from you time and time again. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing on the first week. The second week, I'm going to be walking you through the 5 types of compelling content that not only resonates with your audience, but it also brings new members into your community as well. Okay, so whether it is about storytelling, whether it is about the different type of contents, I'm going to show you how you can actually drive more engagements so that people will want to stay inside that community together with you. Okay, so this is on content creation on social media, right? And the third one is on week 3, I'm going to show you how then do you monetize virtual events. So I'm going to show you how to go about unlocking the blueprint for planning, executing, and monetizing your virtual events within your community, right? So that you can actually learn how to monetize, okay? How do you go about crafting irresistible offers that your audience will say, wow, that's a no-brainer, I want in, okay? So that you can actually turn your Facebook group into a profit-generating machine through events that convert, okay? And so when we do that, right, the 3 main problems that we talked about will be solved. The how to build a community is going to be solved. The contents is going to be solved, right? And how to monetize from events is going to be solved. And then by the end of the 3 weeks, you'll probably be giving a thumbs up. And now you will know exactly how to go about building up your small community, bringing in huge profits. So to recap, what does that look like, right? Building your Facebook community, the value is $997, right? Content creation on social media is $1,500. Monetizing virtual events, that's $3,000, because just understanding how to build a virtual event, right? You're going to be able to easily monetize them from now on, okay? The total value of this is $5,497, okay? So how can we actually support you so that you can actually accelerate your results? What I want to be able to help you with is not just giving you a course, not just to let you watch videos, okay? I want to be able to have interactive sessions with you as well, just like the way I do all of my coaching sessions. So we're going to have 3 interactive sessions, about 90 minutes, where I'll be doing trainings. I'll be sharing with you exactly what you need to do, right? And I will be giving you your step-by-step guides so that you can go and implement that in the next 7 days to be able to get results, okay, right? And then after that, within that session, we're going to have about 30 minutes of Q&As so that I can actually answer all the questions that you have and give you that clarity on exactly what are the steps that is needed for you to move forward. And then we are going to then have a Facebook community as well, where you can network and be with like-minded individuals. How many of you would love to be able to be inside a Facebook group and be able to network with your fellow teammates as well, right? Okay. Let me know if yes in the chat if that's you. Okay. Awesome. Very nice. Okay. This is an implementation 3 weeks. Okay, it's an implementation 3 weeks. So to recap, right? With this, including these 3 things, right? The weekly trainings, the step-by-step implementation workbooks, and the Facebook community is a total value of $12,000. Okay. So what all of this did for our clients, as I told you with Maria, right? She's now traveling to different countries, right? And doing book signing events. This is David. He actually started a business. He started a coaching business, and he just traveled business class not too long ago, while he was still holding on to his full-time job as a lecturer in a university. Right, this is Erica. She now has the freedom to travel whenever she wants to, right? And because she knows she has built up her business, right, she can actually do her conversion event anytime she wants to, and be able to have that 5-figure or 6-figure paydays whenever she wants to. Okay, and this is Sunny as well. Okay, these are just some of the stories that we have. We have over 100 different testimonials so far, okay, from our clients. So why is this going to be Why is this going to help you achieve the kind of success? Is because all of these strategies is not just mine alone, okay? I use all of these exact strategies to grow my own community, right, to 5,000 members now, and we've generated over $3.5 million all organically without spending a penny on ads. And I'm not just the one doing it, right? My clients are doing it as well, okay? And this course, right, this program is not just another course, it's a fast track implementation program designed to help you get results, which is why I'll be there, right, to be able to answer the questions and pinpoint you to the right place so that you can start to see the impact on your community and your bottom line as soon as possible, okay? So we're going to get you the results in 3 weeks, okay? And the last one is proximity, because right now, if you were to get me on a one-on-one, right, my one-on-one is now $50,000, right? And I don't have any spots for my one-on-one right now. And all of my one-on-ones, okay, who have actually completed that program with me, they all have a return on investment between 5 times to 22 times, okay? And many of and my clients, right, really achieve amazing results from there, okay? So if you're wondering, right, Hui Hui, but what if I'm just starting out and I'm not tech savvy? If you're thinking about what if I'm just starting out and not tech savvy, right, can you type into the chat if that's you, so I know that if you might be wondering about that as well, okay? Let me know if that's you. Okay, if you're wondering if I'm starting out, can I do this, right? What if I'm not tech savvy? What if I don't know how to, create my create groups or, run virtual events, right? Okay, don't worry about that because we're gonna we've got you covered, okay? We have this step-by-step visual and video guide on a proper way for you to set up your ready-to-go Facebook group so that when you just read and watch the videos, right, you can just follow step-by-step. Every single step is there for you, right? Click this button, do this next, okay? It's available for you, right, as a guide, okay? The second one is we also have a tech guide for you if you want to run your virtual events, right? It is a virtual event tech setup, right? So it's a very simple guide that will allow you to just do the step-by-step and set up your tech and get your events going, okay? So some of you might be wondering, what about running virtual events? I don't think I know enough to run a virtual event, or I'm not sure if I'm really ready to run my virtual events as well. Is that something that you're thinking about? Let me know in the chat if that is something that might be running in your mind right now. Yeah, cool. Here, I see Lorraine says yes, right? Right. Tian Chang says yes, right? Natalie says, okay, cool. So I'm going to show you how to go about then doing your 4 steps to monetization. How do you then go about creating an offer, filling your event, running your event, and then selling your event, okay? And so I'm going to give you 2 complimentary tickets to a 3-day virtual event intensive so that you can actually learn how to monetize from your events. And the reason why I'm giving you 2 tickets to that, right, is so that you can actually bring your spouse or your business partner to this event as well. And when you learn how to do this right, just like many of my clients, you will be able to achieve 5-figure paydays, okay? And so how many of you would love to be able to learn how to run a virtual event that converts? Let me know in the chat if you would love to be able to learn how to run a virtual event that actually converts. Nice, right? Mike, Esma, Lorraine, Joanna, right? Angelica, yep, Joy, Bernadette, yeah, Samantha, awesome, very nice. Okay, cool, yep, very nice. Okay, so let me do a recap, right? So I'll teach you how to build your Facebook community, right? What are all the different things that you need to know, right? In order to be able to attract the right people into your community. How do you build it, right? And then how do you go about engaging them? Then how do you go about creating your contents on social media so that you can actually keep your members engaged, right? And then how do you go about running virtual events so that you can monetize? I'm going to give you the weekly trainings as well, a step-by-step implementation workbooks, right? A Facebook community, for networking, and then the bonuses, which is the Facebook guide setup, right? The virtual events tech setup, and 2 tickets to the virtual events intensive. This is a total of $17,000, 491. Okay, so this is the total value, right? My clients pay me between 5K to 25K to actually teach them many of the things that I'm teaching them how to grow their business, right? But since this is the first time that Success Resources is asking me to create a program for their audience, I want to actually make it a no-brainer for all of you, okay? And so let me know in the chat, right? How much is one customer worth to you? How much is one customer worth to you? Let me know in the chat. How much is one customer worth to you? $11,000, priceless. Put a number to it. Okay, put a number to it. Okay, whether it doesn't matter whether you're selling physical products or whether you're selling coaching or whether you're a consultant or whether it's a service, right? Okay, $78 to $2,500, right? $999, $100, $4,000, $5,000, $25,000. Right, 2,800, 70, 1,000, 10,000. Yeah, cool. Right, very nice. Okay, how many customers do you get in a month? How many customers do you get in a month? Let me know in the chat. How many customers do you get in a month? On average, 5, 1, 15, 10, right? 2, just starting. 2 to 3, 2, 1, 0. Cool, new, right? Cool, right? What about if you can actually increase your sales ready leads by 50%, right? Meaning that you actually have people, 50% more people who are ready to buy from you, right? How much would that be worth to you? So if you're saying that on average just now, right, you have 5, 10, 12 to 14, new ones 15, right? If you have another 50% of that times the number that you just gave me earlier, how much is that worth to you? For some of you, right, it could be in the thousands. For some of you, it could be in the tens of thousands. For some of you, it could be in the 6 figures, right? Okay, and so, but some of you might be asking, what if I'm just starting out and I don't have a product yet? How many of you have this question? I'm just starting out. I don't have a product. I don't know what to sell. Yeah, type me into the chat if that's you. Yes, me, Cole, okay, Eva, Alpha, okay, Bien, right, Sumit, Irina, Zaida, Joanna, cool, okay. So this is what you can do, right? If you don't have a product or service yet, you can get my $47 course creation challenge, where I help with over 1,000 new entrepreneurs to create a course that sells from $500 to $40,000. Okay, it's only a $47 course, and right. And I'll teach you how to go about creating a course. But you know what? Another better way is you can sell other people's products, just like what I did for Tony and Dean, right? As long as you build a community, you can sell them anything, okay? And so this is an investment that actually pays for itself again and again once you know how. How many of you can see it? If you can see it, right, can you type see it in the chat? If you can actually see it, that this is an investment. Once you learn the skill set of how to do it, right, it pays for itself over and over and over again. And I don't know whether we can actually give such a crazy offer again, since I charge 5K to 25K for all of my coaching, right? And even if at $17,000, I think it'll still be a steal, right? So the thing is, we only have 30 spots available so that I can help you with your mission and your message during the calls itself, right? We only have 30 spots available. So I actually suggest that if you think that this is the right next step for you, then you actually start to get your credit card out now, because I'm going to be putting out the countdown clock soon, or Robert is going to be, right? Okay. And I said earlier, this is going to be an investment that will pay for itself over and over again, because once you learn the skill set of how to monetize your community, right, you're going to be able to do exactly what I did, just like what I'm showing you just now, okay? And you know what? Come 2025, when everyone else is just starting to build their communities, you'll actually be smiling, because you'll be way ahead of your competitors and you know exactly what they are doing. But more importantly, to me, my mission is really important, and nothing makes me more happier than to actually see the success of my mentees, okay? And so I just want you to know that it's not going to be $17,000 today, right? Neither is it going to be $7,000. I told you it's going to be an insane offer, and we're probably not going to be doing this again, right? And so you're going to get your Facebook community in week 1. We're going to do content creation on week 2. And on week 3, we're going to show you how to monetize your virtual events, right? I'm going to give you the weekly trainings, the step-by-step guides, the Q&As, and your Facebook community, and plus a total of over all of these bonuses, right? And so for the first 30 people who actually make the purchase within the next 10 minutes, right, it would actually only be $1,295, okay? And this is only for the first 30 people, because then I'll be able to help you with your messaging, right? So that you can actually really be able to draw in the right people into your tribe, okay? So I'm just going to leave the timer out here for a while. Okay, I see that there are some questions raised as well. And just want to say that, you know what? Building communities is going to be the biggest thing in the next 3 years. If you're not in on this, right, then chances are you might fall behind your competitors. And this is a short window for you to actually get ahead so that you can actually start building your communities before everybody else starts talking about it in 2025, before all the big boys start to market it in 2025. This is your one window of opportunity to get it built and get started so that you can cut through the noise and really stand out amongst your competition. So thank you so much for having me, right? Thank you. So Robert, I'll hand it back to you.
Yeah. Wow. Everybody give it up if you enjoyed and learned a lot from Hui Hui. Just type lots into the chat box. Thank you into the chat box. Give her a round of applause. Even though she can't see you, we'll be able to feel that energy from all over the world heading to Singapore. What amazing, amazing. I was taking copious notes as well and picking up on things that you're putting down, and especially like the emotion, the logic, all those pieces. So what we want to do to anchor this in while people are taking the opportunity to get registered, and when they click on the link that's in the chat box, we had the QR code up there, and there's a link in the chat box that our team's putting up. There's the payment options that are in there. It'll give you all the information you need. But as she said, this is going to be for 30 people. And this is something that's going to allow you, I don't know about you, but I'm not waiting for 2025. I'm already smiling because, as I mentioned before we brought her on, just one thing that we taught my partner and I has allowed us already do an extra 40,000 already in just the last couple of weeks because we listened. And I want you to really hear that. We listened. So Hui Hui, thank you so much for your amazingness, all that you're going to do. And I want to kind of tie into people and see what they learned from your session. So I'm going to be, and our staff's going to keep putting the links into the chat. I'm going to be bringing up back on and doing the screen share. And we're going to go back into this because we want to find out how you can escalate your results. Go ahead and scan that QR code, or if you were already on earlier with me, it's going to allow you to continue on the chat. But I want to find out, I want to anchor this in because Hui Hui just went over a lot of information. Talk about drinking from a fire hose. And, you know, I'm glad she talked about the authenticity. I'm glad she talked about not trying to be the flashy person. Be you. You know, it's always been one of my greatest beliefs that the greatest gift that anybody on this planet can give the world is to be themselves. And my question is this, and I'm going to put the QR code up so you can still get onto it. What are your biggest takeaways from Hui Hui's training? Let's see what your biggest takeaways were today from her training. So if you do not have it where you're logged into on using the QR code or into Menti community, yeah, that's the number one response right there. You can also type into the chat box. Let us know. And good, I'm glad I'm seeing that. Engaged community. Because, you know, that's one of my biggest lessons I got from you, Hui, it's not just about community. It's actually about that engaged community. Yeah, be authentic. Built community is the way forward. Yes. I'm seeing so much about community in here. Engaged community. So I'm seeing that people, law of familiarity. What do we have on the chats? Mission and message, emotion, community. Yeah, link for evaluation. So like all these things that are coming up, 79% of marketing leads never convert into sales. Isn't that staggering? Right there, 79%. Now, while we're going through this, if you want to be part of Hui Hui's training, you've got to take the action. Our staff's going to put it again back into the chat box, because once those spots are gone, they're gone. So make sure that if you want to be able to have that big smile on your face in 2025, you want to make sure that you're able to do this. So we got lots of great answers here. And so let's see what else we have. I'm going to sort them into kind of what the community on the common is, and let's see what it is. I love artificial intelligence, and it's going to see what we have. Look at that. 14 responses say community, 14 say engaged community, 4 say law of familiarity, authenticity, wealth creation. So we're seeing lots of great responses. Here's the next question I have for you, because it's not just about learning, but what is one action you will take to harness the power of connection based on the social profits blueprint and everything that Hui just taught you? Great, you learned a lot of things, but what are you going to do? What is it? One action. Give us one action that you will take beyond a shadow of the doubt. You're going to create a community, have more authenticity. I like that. That's awesome. Excellent. Let's see what else we have for responses. So create a community, for be authentic, creating community. We're seeing that. So we're seeing a very, very common theme as well. You can also type in the chat box, research the background, post on TikTok, post on social media, have a clear mission, give massive value. Ah, very nice. Very nice. Massive value is important. Because again, how do you stand out amongst others? It's the way you are engaged and how much value you are giving. These are all great answers, and I love to see the way that people are responding to this. Yeah, I'm seeing in the chat box authenticity, or about community of engaged people. Excellent. Create a community. Improve and invest yourself about learning. Law of familiarity. Great actions. Become a storyteller. Very good. Oh, and look at that. It is about them. So when you're talking about taking an action, when it is about them, what's an action you can take to make things more about the people that you're connecting with? See, that's the clarity you want to get. And so as people are still typing into this, and I'm going to bring it back to here, I'd love to just bring Hui Hui, if we can highlight her next to me as well, one more time. Because Hui Hui, just for your amazingness, what I want to do is I want to send you big hearts. Of course, we have the medium hearts. Let's see if it does it for me. There we go. And of course, we have nano hearts. Thank you for being the authentic person you are. And I'm going to say it like this, having the courage. Because would you agree with me, Hui Hui, it takes courage to actually live into your authenticity, like you being a shy person. It does take courage. Would you agree with that?
For sure. For sure.
And with your clients that you're seeing, how many of them have, for too long before meeting you, hid their value that they had for the world? They weren't willing to step into it. But because of you, they've done that. Have you seen that as a common thread with your students?
A lot. In fact, yeah, that is definitely the common thread that everyone is telling me, that you know what? Because after they see me step into what I do, they now find the courage to actually do so themselves. Because now they realize that it's not so difficult after all.
Yeah. And that's the other key, ladies and gentlemen, is because it does take that courage. And you taught about leadership. You've got to step into that leadership role. And because you and Martin have had the courage to do that, with you being the face of it and, having great partners to work with you, one of the things that we teach our students all the time is quit doing success on your own. That's another thing about community. And would you say another thing that you see is that the people in your communities, they help each other out, or are they all in it for themselves?
Oh, of course. We've got so much engagements in the community. Everyone is like jumping in to help one another and supporting one another. And you know what? When they see other people get a success, they kind of like get a kick in the butt as well to get moving.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the other key to it. And see, I'm glad you brought that up, is because when we're trying to do things on our own, all of a sudden we're comparing ourselves to us. And then we can have our things take us out. But when we're part of that engaged community, and that's why I'm so happy you brought up engaged community, is because when we're part of an engaged community, all of a sudden now people go, oh, wow, okay, I see they're doing something, and maybe a little bit of competitiveness gets in there, and they have the courage to ask for help and to step up the game. So that's another thing I love about what you've created. So I wanted you to come back on.
You know what? I just want to share this one thing because it was something that happened to me just 2 nights ago. I was doing some free classes for my community. It's a new community that I actually built, and I was just giving them, eight classes for 8 weeks consecutively. And then at the end of the 8 weeks, you know what they said? Hui, you haven't made us an offer. Can you please make us an offer, because I don't want to stop having these classes with you.
And what a great indication that you're delivering the value. And I started off today saying, you will be paid in direct proportion to the value you give.
Yep.
And so, this is a message to your upcoming students and anybody who's even thinking about maybe should I or, join this. If you're not making as much money as you'd like to, don't work harder. Find out how you can leverage yourself to give more value. Yep. Be that engaged person that engages with the community and watch what's possible. You're an example, Hui Hui, of what's possible. Look at your results. Your results are speaking louder than any words you can say. So again, thank you for being you. And I look forward to all the people watching the impact you make on their lives. Everybody, one more time, give big thanks to Hui Hui, and in the chat box, give hearts, give thanks. Let's see, expressions. And even though we can't see you, you can give her a round of applause as well. And I will do it on behalf of everybody. There we go, like that. Excellent. And look, we're just partway through the day already. If you got massive value from your lesson with Hui Hui just now, type massive into the chat box. If you just got massive value, type massive into the chat box. Excellent. And one of the other things, and Aaron and I were talking about this actually just today, that we've enjoyed about the last training, day one as we're calling it, and today's training. Something the world has needed a lot in this, especially this industry, this training, developing, personal development, coaching. We're waiting and have been waiting for amazing women to step up. Hui Hui is a great example of that. And I'm going to tell you, our next guest is also a great example of that. It makes my heart just explode when I see these phenomenal, powerful women stepping into their greatness to impact the world. And being able to go into, you see all these top gurus, and I loved how she talked about the big boys. Wow, these are the ladies. These are the ladies that are stepping up to take over the top of that mountain, because it isn't just the big boys anymore, because they're owning their courage and their value. It's amazing what they're creating. And our next guest is no different. Let me pull up her official, who she is, because here's the thing. I just got to meet her for the first time on our day one of this summit. And the information that she brought I had a paradigm shift. All of a sudden, I was like, dang, I was starting to see things in a different light. I was getting a deeper understanding the psychology of my clients and how to talk to them. And she's here to take you to a whole new level on this. And so I want everybody to get ready again, take lots of notes and listen closely, because we started you off with Hui Hui. We've got Shu Yiing coming up next, and she's going to take you to another level on another area, because it's not just about how do you do one thing, it's how do you take that and all encompassing. If you want to really have success in all areas of your life, you've got to understand different portions. Quit trying to do it on your own. Find the people who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. Find out how they did it, model them, learn from them, find a way to do it. So this next person you definitely want to learn from. So again, here's the official introduction for this amazing person. Shu Yiing is a prominent leader in the business and marketing sectors with a strong background in law and entrepreneurship. I'm impressed I can do the large words here. She began her career by founding and successfully running her own law firm. And 10 years ago, she transitioned from law to join salesprocess.com as a chief operating officer. Under her leadership, the company has achieved remarkable growth, scaling. There's a word I want you to remember. It's about how to scale, scaling to an 8-figure business. And I'm going to ask this. If you would like to have an 8-figure business, type OY for oh yeah in the chat box. Oh yeah in the chat box. If you'd like to have an 8-figure business, look at all the oh yeahs. Shu Yiing is renowned for her expertise in marketing strategy, team building, and operational excellence. She has consistently delivered exceptional results. Her strategic vision has led to significant revenue growth for clients, solidifying her reputation as a powerful influencer in the marketing community. Combining her legal insight with business and marketing acumen, Shu Yiing continues to inspire and lead with a commitment to excellence and innovation. Now, again, that's her official bio. That's her official introduction. Here's what I picked up from her when we had the last training 2 weeks ago. She embraces that authenticity. You can tell she knows her information. You can tell she lives it. She breathes it. She doesn't just teach it. It is who she is. Those are the people you want to learn from. So buckle up, get ready, because here she is. Let's give it up in the chat box for Shu Yiing. Welcome to the program, Shu Yiing.
Thank you for having me. How many of you would like to make 2024 and beyond your best year ever? Type in me if that's you. How many of you would love to be able to generate a lot more income without putting in the hours? Type in me if that's you. Great. You are in the right place. I know it's a Saturday afternoon. You could be doing anything in the world, but you are here. You are here committed to yourself, your business, your team, and wanting to make your business better, right? So I appreciate that. I honor that. I value your time. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make it well worth your time. Okay. So let me just quickly go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can see the screen. Okay, we can all see the screen. Great. I feel like I'm talking to myself, I can't see anyone. So you gotta hype it up, okay? You gotta communicate, you gotta engage with me. That's all I ask. I've prepared a ton of amazing stuff for you guys today. So let's get started, okay? So we are going to be talking about marketing scale up. I know I've met some of you last week or the week before, right? We talk about profit marketing, we talk about customer persona development. So today we're going to take it up a notch, okay? We're going to talk about marketing scale up, okay? So we are going to be walking away from this session understanding how do we scale marketing, understanding how do you elevate efficiency when it comes to your business, and as a direct result of that, expand your impact. How many of you would love to be able to expand your impact? Get it, have that purpose in serving your clients, doing whatever it is that you do, right? Typing impact in the chat if that's you. Perfect. I see impact. You're at the right place, okay? So why is this different? Okay, I ask myself this question every single time when I have to do this. In fact, this is like my second time. The first time was in Amsterdam, this is my second time. So why is this different? I genuinely believe that when it comes to doing what we do in business, you want to be learning from like the practitioner, right? I think Rob, great introduction. I love it. I've been doing this for the last 10 years or so. Practice law for about almost another 10. I know I look very young, but I'm not that young. But what I'm about to show you today in this short 70 minutes, right? It's not theory, okay? This is basically things that I've done in the business, right? I run the business for the last 10 years when it comes to marketing, sales, delivery, operations, finance, right? That is like my jam, like running business, growing, scaling it, making sure that we are creating massive impact in the world. And at the same time, helping our clients and students get massive results, okay? So let me share a little bit about who we are in case we've never met before, right? So we have been doing event, our company, so my partner and I, this is Peng Joon, right? We've done events in more than 30 countries around the world today, right? Sharing stages with whoever you name it, right? Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, Richard Branson, Brandon Bouchard, right? Les Brown. We've went to Taj Mahal together. It's really amazing. So we've shared big stages with thought leaders around the world. And we've created massive results, right? Over the years, in the last 10 years, taken the business to 10 million, 25 million USD, won a ton of different awards. But, like, that's just what the world see, okay? Today, I'm going to take this opportunity, the next 60 minutes, to actually share with you, right? By the end of the 60 minutes, what are the things that you're going to be walking away with? Okay, I've put a lot of thought into the topic that was actually given to me, right? I've had the privilege of training success resources team as well, the team that put you here. So they thought that it would be amazing for me to be sharing this thing. So I hope that you love it as much as I do prepping it for you. So the first thing that you're going to be walking away from this presentation is to understand the secret to creating sales process that actually generates you explosive business growth, right? Even if you're somebody who's just starting out. Okay, so how many of you here, like if you're just starting out, type in 1. If you have a business, you want to grow and scale it, type in 2 in the chat. Let's go. I see 1. You're starting out. Okay. 1. 2. I see some 2s. Great. Thank you for sharing that, right? The second thing that you're going to be walking away with, right, today is to understand the secret to building self-reinforcing cycle of growth, right, that actually operates on autopilot so that you can ensure continuous success with minimal effort, okay? I'm a very lazy person. I love minimum input, maximum output all the time. So in all that I do, I always think about how can we make it as minimal effort as possible as a leader, as a business owner, as, just generally in life, right? So that we can enjoy life a little bit more, okay? So the third thing that you're going to be walking away with today is actually the secret to scaling a business rapidly and sustainably. Okay, without sacrificing the quality, profitability, and your time. How many of you would love to be able to walk away from the event discovering these 3 things? Like type in me. to get back your time, to be able to understand the power of having a sales process in place, to be able to understand how can you create that self-reinforcing cycle of growth. Me, I see a ton of me. Perfect, great, you're at the right place, okay? So who is this for? Okay, this is for you if you have a business. This is also for you if you're somebody who wants to start a business, and you currently, like, you don't know where to start, right? So I'm going to be walking you through. I know, like in business, there's a ton of different things, but for the purpose of our session today, this workshop that Success Resources has put together for you and inviting amazing speakers, is for you to see if I want to start a business, right? When it comes to marketing, like that is the backbone of a business, right? Without marketing, there is no sales, right? We live in a world today where everything is on our mobile, right? It's just right here. You're not going to go from like door to door to like be knocking doors and be doing sales, okay? So you want to take massive notes. You want to take notes, take out your iPad, take out your notepads or on your phone, okay? I'm going to share with you all the different things, okay? So if you implement, right, by the end of this session, you're going to be walking away with all of that amazing stuff, okay? So before, I know I've got some introduction earlier, but before we begin, would it be okay if I just share a little bit about myself with you guys? Would that be okay? Can I see like a yes if you want to know? Okay, yes, okay. So this is what the world see, right? In fact, I took all these pictures. Like, I've like hundreds of these pictures I've done, like I've ran like 300 to 400 events easily, right? I'm the person that works behind the scene. I'm the person who grows the team, think about the different marketing strategies, looking at data. And like, this is not what I do. I'm not a speaker, you know. Success Resources asked me to be here because they loved the way I coached the team, right? They thought it would be great insights for the world to see, right? But the picture that you see on the bottom left, that's actually me most of the time, you know, in running business, entrepreneurship, business, like that is a very, very lonely journey. I remember like that was me at one of our events in the most prestigious ballroom in Singapore, JW Marriott, South Beach, right? Just right before the doors open, you know, like it was like a hoping and praying that, you know, everything turns out well, you know, like having that responsibility of making sure everything runs well. That's me, that's my job, right? But what the world doesn't know, like what people don't see, and is that life wasn't always like that, right? It wasn't always traveling the world, all the beautiful moments, like all the good stuff, receiving awards. I started out practicing law, so that was me, graduation with my family. That was what my dad really wanted me to do, right? Every single day I go to work, I'm faced with like a ton of files. Those are real picture, by the way. I took them one of my last days when I was handing over my work, right? This is what the world doesn't know. And after, I think, about 8 years of pursuing this, right? At the same time, starting my own firm and running events like this around the world, you know, I had to make a choice. I have to decide. And that was when I decided, and I actually literally decided in a heartbeat. When Peng Joon asked me, like, would you want to do this together? I took that leap of faith. How many of you agree, like, sometimes in life, it is moments like this, like you have to really take that leap of faith. Like, you don't know what's about to happen, but you just have to kind of like cross it, you know, believe in yourself. And like, it's not easy learning everything from scratch, taking that leap of faith, not knowing what's on the other side. And I think what truly matters is really just give your best, you know? You sign up to do this. I know I want to be, like, I don't know who I can be, but I know I'm going to give my 100% in whatever it is that I do. And that's the only way I'm going to make it. If that's you, typing 100% in the chat. 100%. Yes, I know I'm in the right room, okay? All right. So here, I'm sharing all of that, you know, not to impress you, but rather to impress upon you that whatever it is that I'm sharing with you, if I can do it, you can do it too. right? And I am gonna show you how, okay? So I've broken down to 3 different pillars today, right? Based on the secrets that I've showed you earlier. So the first pillar, how many of you are ready for the first pillar? Type in like pillar 1 if you are ready, and then we'll go. Pillar 1, yes? I just want to make sure you guys are awake, okay? I'm talking to myself. I know it's like a Saturday afternoon, it's nap time, so I don't want you to fall asleep, okay? A ton of good stuff coming your way. So pillar number 1, we're going to be talking about the sales process creation accelerator. What does that mean? So what is a sales process? How many of you here, you know what a sales process is? Type in 1 if you know what sales process is. 101. If you don't know what sales process is, that's fine. Type in 2, because at the end of this session, you're going to be able to walk away from it understanding what it is. Okay. So sales process, 1, 2, 2, great. Thank you for sharing. Okay. So sales process, is basically the big picture flow, right? When it comes to marketing, how do you make sure that, like, instead of knocking door to door, all right, if you want to sell a book or you want to sell a phone, right, you don't have to manually approach someone. Now we live in a world where just a click of a button, you see the ads, you click on it, you buy it, and the next day it's on your doorstep, right? So in a world of digital marketing, that's really what it is. How do you bring your client, your prospects, your leads, your buyers from one step to another without you working on it manually? How many of you would love that? To be able to be generating leads or be making money when you're asleep, so that when you wake up, you see, wow, the sales has come in, right? So I see me, possibly, yeah. So by the end of this session, you'll be able to see what is the right thing for you or how you can be possibly scaling your business, okay? So how do we discover like the power of sales process? Like we've spoken on so many different platforms. I know you've heard different speakers talk about like social media. I think you've learned, you're going to be learning like on like AI. You've heard me spoke about how do you communicate with people. But the truth is, by doing all of that, what's going to happen next? By building that relationship or by posting that post on social media, then what's going to happen next, right? So the reason why mastering this and understanding sales process is because that's really the key to explosive growth. And I'm going to show you and walk you through like the structure of it, okay? I'm not a very technical person in the business, but I've put together something that I can understand and you can understand, right? The big picture framework. I'm a framework person, right? So like when you see, how many of you here, like you're on social media? I know earlier we talked about social media, content creation, right? So when you are on social media every single day, if you see ads every single day, like typing ads in the chat, you see ads, right? So when you see ads, then they bring you to the next thing, okay? So most of the time you land on a page and they show you a bunch of things, you watch the video, they show you the different testimonials of people using certain things, right? And then before you go, there's next thing, and then there's next thing, and then you receive the confirmation email if you bought something, right? Or if you opted into a page, right? To get like a freebie or like an ebook or something, right? Then you actually receive an email, okay? Then if you purchase something, you actually go into a private Facebook community. We talked about this earlier. I'm not going to dive deep into it, but that whole structure, that is the sales process, okay? OTO stands for one-time offer. So for example, if you purchased, so I'm really into skincare. So if let's say you purchase like the toner and the moisturizer, then they're going to show you, oh, before you go, would you also like to get this serum? Or would you also like to get the sunscreen, right? That is a one-time offer. Then once you click on it, yes, right? Then maybe they show you the next thing. Oh, would you also like to get, fill in the blanks, right? Could be like the cotton pads, could be whatever, okay? If it's a skincare example. So that is the whole structure of what a sales process is, okay? And I'm gonna show you, I know it's a lot of different things that we do, but what I'm about to show you is actually what we have in-house. It's all of the processes that we've built out, right? Over the years, traveling around the world, like we have the luxury to do that is because we have that sales process in place, right? So we already have this proven process that is running on its own on the autopilot. How many of you would love to be able to see like real life examples that I'm about to show you? Type in yes, me, if that's what you want. Okay, you guys gotta engage with me. I'm like a super introverted person. I'm giving you everything I have here. Okay, I don't talk like this, but I want to make sure you're awake. Okay, so the different sales process you can see here, right? The event sales process, challenge sales process, webinar sales process, right? How many of you know what a webinar sales process is? You know what a webinar is? Or every single one of you should know because you're on the webinar right now, okay? So how you got to this place, how you got on Zoom today, the fact that you're still here listening to me, you went through that whole sales process. Understand? Yes? Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to show you, right? So for example, if it's a live event sales process, I know some of you are starting out, some of you are business owners, right? Some of you may be authors, speakers, coaches, right? So these are the different type of sales process that we need or require when it comes to business, okay? So, but we say sometimes I hear a lawyer talking, ha ha ha. Well, I'm gonna go through really fast, okay? If I talk really fast, you are interested in the slides, just with my permission, go ahead and snap pictures or two. All right. So first one is live in-person sales process. Okay. So if that's you, right, I'm gonna at the end summarize all the different type of sales process that you can actually apply in your business. Okay. So the first thing is live in-person sales process. The second one is a challenge, right? Challenge could work if you are in the industry, like for us, speaker, trainer, if you are doing like, if you're in fitness, right? A challenge sales process would work for you. If you are like, if you are Forex trader or you're a Forex speaker trainer, like that will work for you as well, right? It's just different ways of positioning. Okay, I've put in some screenshots so that you get like a visual understanding of what I'm talking about. Are you guys still following me? If you are following, type in yes. Yeah, great. Okay, so challenge sales process, right? With this is Relo's challenge, something that we have done a couple of years, like it's been a couple of years, right? In 21 days, understand how you can create all of your marketing assets, how you can speak better, right? And it's just accountability, support, walking you through step by step every single day. You get a video, you kind of do it yourself, and then you post and you're a part of community, right? The next type of sales process, webinar, right? Just like I mentioned, you are on a webinar. So this is a webinar sales process, right? Typically, it always begins with a headline, which is a hook, the 3 things that you're going to share with them, right? Which is basically the process I am personally walking you through right now, right? So you are here because of a webinar sales process, okay? Then the next type of sales process, right, is recurring, right? This is something if you are somebody is in the business of either providing a service or you're selling a product, or if you're in like network marketing, recurring sales process would work well for you, right? So that your client or your audience, they buy from you over and over and over again, right? So how many of you would love to be able to have your clients buy from you over again? Like every single month, they are paying you over and over and over again without you following up, right? So you want to be able to, if that's you, right? I see a lot of me. If that's you, that is the type of sales process you want to put in place, okay? And then the next one is high ticket, okay? Can I just, if you are somebody who is like a real estate agent, or if you're in like the financial industry, right? Or if you're speaker coaches, just type in like which industry you are in, okay? So that we can see what is the right sales process for you, okay? We're gonna be doing exercise at the end of it. So I see like training, right? So for Rob, all of the sales process that I've walked through is applicable to him, right? If you are in like jewelry, that will be It could be a low ticket, right? It could be a product funnel or sales process. If you are in insurance, if you are in finance, then a high ticket sales process will be applicable to you. Imagine like waking up, like I'm going to show you examples, right? Imagine waking up and you have all the leads lined up. Your calendar is already set up. Everything is automated. And all you need to do is to hop on the Zoom and you'll be able to close your clients. Would that be amazing? I saw somebody in finance, insurance, Marietta, right? Real estate, Jessica. So that is what you want, right? Jehan said, this is not applicable for recruitment company. It's applicable for recruitment company because you still need leads. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you own a business, whatever it is that you're doing, you need a sales process. If you don't have a sales process, how are you going to grow and scale a business? The right question though, is what sales process is applicable to my business, okay? So the quality of the question we ask determine the quality of answers we get, okay? We want to be asking the right question. So as I'm going through this, I want you to constantly be asking yourself, so what is the right sales process for me, okay? If you are in an MLM product, it can be a webinar sales process, right? Where you get people on, you share with them. If you're an MLM, chances are you have business opportunity, you're selling products as well, right? So recurring sales process will be applicable to you. Webinar sales process will be applicable to you, where you can do one-to-many. You don't have to be like, hey, Alex, like, I heard you're interested. So this is what we do. And then, hey, Andy, I heard you're interested, right? No. So you do it once. And then that thing repeats over and over and over again, okay? Then the next one would be low ticket, okay? So some examples, right? If you are, earlier, I said a couple of industries, right? If this is you, high ticket sales process looks like this. You get them to book a call. When they book a call, you hop on a call, right? So on that page, the page that you're sending them to is already doing all the selling for you. They watch that video, they understand why they want to book a call for you. They understand the result or what is the purpose of the strategy call that they're going to hop on with you. Then there's a calendar, they book for it, right? You don't need like 2 PAs to be scheduling calls for you. This one sales process is going to handle all of it for you, okay? And then the next one is recurring. So for example, right, sales process, that is a recurring, right? 997 per year. It is a software where you can do a ton of different things. You can build out your funnel, you can build out your email marketing, call tracking, website builder, booking appointments, CRM, pipeline management, a ton of that, right? Just with this one thing, you can get rid of the rest of the things that you're using. Okay, so this is our recurring sales process. Next would be low ticket sales process. Okay, so we have a low ticket sales process, which is you want us to design your ads for you, right? For just $69, right? And then you hop on a call. And then earlier we talked about different steps, the OTO, right? So some of the things that we're going to be doing for you would be to schedule a call, to be a part of our community, to be a part of like a 4-week coaching. Are you guys getting this? If you're getting it, say, yes, I'm getting it. Like, yes. Yeah? Perfect, right? So then on your sales process, you don't need to be like, oh, here's the reason why you should be working with me because, you know, this is how amazing I am. My clients have generated all these different results. Here is how the product looks like. No. So the sales, that whole page, right, is going to do the selling for you. When you hop on a call with them, when they decide this is right for them, they have sold themselves. You no longer have to be out there doing the hard selling. If you think this is great, typing great in the chat. Now just imagine this. A person hop on this page, they see Eileen Wilder generated $92,000 USD with just 14 people. Isn't that amazing? Like if that's what you want to achieve now, you'll be like, wow, if she can do it, so can I, right? And she went from not knowing what she want to do, right, to $92,000. I think that's really amazing. And to be speaking on Funnel Hacking Live, one of the biggest stages, right, in the world. Okay. Somebody asked to see previous slides. I'm just real quick. Okay, KK. one shot. Okay, let's move on. And then, of course, you have, if you are an author, you want to have a book, right? If you are somebody who has a lot to share, then you can do a free plus shipping book funnel, right? So you no longer have to, like, people don't have to go to the bookstore to be purchasing your book, right? And then this is also another book funnel that we have. Okay, so like I'm showing you all of this to show you that when it comes to your business, you may be thinking, I don't know, what is the sales process for me? Okay, 10 years ago, I didn't know. 10 years ago, we didn't know. So we've built all this out in the last, I think, 9 to 10 years. Okay, so I know it works. It's just a matter of which one. Okay, so you want, like, this is a summary of everything that I've walked you through. Virtual events, live event, webinar, challenge, low ticket, high ticket, recurring, right? So all roads, eventually, it leads to having a proven sales process. It doesn't matter if you are creating content on social media. It doesn't matter if you are somebody who's utilizing AI to be writing your content, right? At the end of the day, the right question to be asking is, where am I sending them? How do I turn somebody from just a stranger to a lead? Somebody from a lead to a prospect. From a prospect, you hop on a call and you become a buyer. So all roads leads to you having a proven sales process. You may not know what it is yet, but I want you to be able to walk away from this knowing that if you want to scale up, if you want to be able to grow and scale your business, like, this is something that you need, because marketing, that is the backbone of your business. Okay, are we good? You guys following me? I can't see. I can ask you to give me a thumbs up. So typing yes if you're following me. Oh, you can actually give a thumbs up. Great. So if you're following, give me a thumbs up. Okay. So now the question is, which sales process can I deploy and implement in my business? That's my question for you. Based on everything we've covered and I've machine gunned through in the last 15 minutes, which sales process can you deploy and implement in your business? Type it out in the chat. Is it the virtual event? Is it the live event? Is it high ticket? Is it recurring? Is it low ticket, right? Type it out in the chat. Is it a webinar, right? If you are in network marketing, if you are a speaker, coaches, author, trainer, right? You want to be able to, you can do webinar, you can do low ticket, but you know, I am a firm believer of one thing at a time, right? So prioritize. What's the most important thing? Now that you're on webinar, if you see it's a webinar, I'm showing you exactly, like Rob is showing you exactly what needs to be done, right? You need a slide deck. You need to introduce yourself. You need to acknowledge your audience. You need to do all of that, okay? So if you say webinar, great, okay? The like recurring low ticket, I'm going to be showing you a lot of different examples. So you want to pay close attention. If webinar is the right one for you, you want to see the whole flow, right? So that you can duplicate it, model it, find your own thing, right? Your own vibe, how you would deliver it so that your audience gets it. Okay, how are you going to be engaging with them? How would the page, like, what does the page need to look like? When I saw Success Resources ad, I clicked on it. Therefore, I'm here. What did the ad say, right? When I land on the page, how does it look like? Okay, great. Thank you for your participation. Let's go, okay? Keep it coming. So pillar number 2. Okay, what are we going to be talking about pillar number 2? Pillar number 2 is all about automated growth multiplier, okay? How many of you thought pillar number 1 was amazing? Typing amazing. Okay, I'm going to make sure you walk away from this getting massive value. We have just 60 minutes, okay? So I'm going to power through pillar number 2. If you thought pillar number 1 was amazing, pillar number 2 is going to blow your mind, okay? So pillar number 2 is all about the automated growth multiplier. What do I mean by that? Okay, fancy words. So in this pillar, it's really all about creating and building a self-reinforcing cycle of growth, okay? The way you want to think about it, the way you want to think about this part of your business, the marketing part, now that you've gotten sales process out of the way, right? The way you want to think about it is, if you are running a business, you need the leads, you need the clients, you need the prospect, right? It all begins with the lead gen, okay? I know it's a lot, okay? Some of you new here, just take notes, pay attention. So lead gen, without new leads, without prospects, like you have no business being in business. Then the question is, what are you doing in order for you to be generating the leads? And once you're done generating the leads, how are you building the relationship with them? How are you cultivating the relationship, nurturing it? As a direct result of that, now you convert them into a buyer. You convert them into somebody who believes in your product, right? Buying from you over and over and over again, okay? And then the next one would be delivery. How are you delivering your product, your services, your training to your clients? Lastly, how are you retaining them? How are you reselling to them? Are you showing them the different products that you have, different things that you're able to help them with? All right, how you're upselling them, okay? If this is the first time you're hearing this, it's your lucky day, okay? You're gonna be mind blown. So the reason why it's in a circle like this is because this is a never-ending cycle. So then the question is, how can I create a self-reinforcing cycle of growth so that this whole thing is gonna be moving? Yes? Are you guys getting it? Typing yes in the chat if that's you. Okay, can't see your faces. Yes, 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 yes. Great. Okay, so I am going to be walking you through a bunch of a breakdown of it. How many of you would love for me to walk you through the breakdown of each one of them? And what can you do? Where are you at in your business? What can you do differently? What can you implement in your business, right? Just from this quick 60 minutes, okay? So, okay, great. So something that I do every single year personally, right? On the right-hand side, you see this sheet, right? So every single year, I start out the year mapping out all the different things that we're going to be working on. But the one thing, the most important thing for me is really to sit Peng Joon and my team down to see, based on these 5 things, how would we rate ourselves? Okay, I love to rate myself in work, in business, rating the team, rating my personal life, fitness. So how do we rate ourselves, and what are we currently doing, and what are the things that we can't be doing? Okay, so I want you to pay attention on this pillar and coming from where am I at and how am I doing? All right, so the first one is lead gen. Okay, we've walked through this sales process structure. So the first part, you see ads. That's how you're going to be generating leads. Okay, so the question is, am I posting free content that I can be getting the different leads? Am I putting out ads so that I can be getting the different leads, right? So let's take success resources for example. This webinar itself, right? The however many thousand people register for it, like those are leads. Without the leads, you're actually not growing your business. Every single business require a list, because these are the people who's going to be buying from you, okay? And then when it comes to different ways of you getting leads, right? How can you be building it? You can be, lead gen can be through the different email campaigns that you do, right? Lead gens can be getting people to register and show up, right? Like the webinar like this. What else can it be? It can be the different paid campaigns. Like if you are currently in business, right? How many of you, if you are running ads so that you can get more leads, typing ads in the chat. We should be seeing a ton of ads. If you're not running ads, then how are you growing your business? I know there's a lot of different ways. There is free traffic, there's paid traffic. But at the end of the day, with free traffic, I think the question you gotta ask yourself is also, I love saying this to my students. People think that the goal is for you to be making money while you're asleep. But the goal is for you to be generating leads while you're asleep, right? If you're in high ticket, if you want a high ticket sales process, then you can actually be closing the sales when you're awake. So you want to be generating the leads while you're asleep and be closing the sales while you're awake, right? So this is one of the ways, right? When it comes to lead gen, your different paid campaigns, okay? And like, I always like to share this because through that 10 years, like in the last 10 years, I think the example I'm about to show you, this is like maybe 6 years in, like this probably like 4 or 5 years ago, right? My 5th or 6th year of doing this, right? So we joined like Peng Joon likes to join a lot of like different affiliate contests, right? So because of our list, because of the leads that we have, right? People in our list, now we are able to join these different contests, right? So this is the Expert Secret launch. How many of you have seen this book? How many of you here know Russell Brunson and you know Expert Secrets? Type in expert in the chat. So this is a very, very good book, right? To identify like where like what kind of expert you are and how do you put yourself out there, right? In the market, right? So interesting thing, Expert Secrets, right? So we promoted this, right? We generated a ton of income, money from it, right? And it was like I think 3 weeks long kind of campaign. So we actually came out #1, right? So competing against a lot of big names, right? Tai Lopez, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, right? How many of you know some of these faces here? Type in me in the chat, right? John Lee Dumas, really huge in podcast. And we came in first. And the question the world was asking was, so who is this guy, Peng Joon? And how did he do it? Right? Like, how did he do it? Like, how do we get, like, be affiliates and get all this and be generating that different kind of income? It's really because we have a proven sales process and that we understand the importance of generating leads, right? Now we have these different leads. We funnel them somewhere else, right? So that our audience who believe in us know that, oh, this thing works for us, right? So, like, we have won a ton of awards, like we've won a car, right? Like we didn't pay for our car. It was paid for by ClickFunnels a couple of years ago, right? Then came the next launch, okay? I'm showing you this. Like, I want to say not to impress you, but there's a part of me, like I worked really hard on these campaigns, like sleepless night, right? We really went all out, right? Then a couple of years later, Russell introduced Traffic Secrets. He launched Traffic Secrets, right? With Traffic Secrets, like we came in first as well. And I want to show you, like some of you said, like webinar sales process, like that's powerful. But I want to show you as a direct result of understanding and knowing this, this is what we did, okay?
I want to make sure, can everybody see my screen first off? I haven't done webinars for a long time, but okay, yes, you can also see my screen. Sweet.
I'm showing you this because this is during lockdown, okay? We were all stuck at home. And as a direct result of promoting Traffic Secrets, we did a workshop, okay, with Russell. We promoted to our list. We spent a couple of, I think, 20,000 on ads, right? I know some of you are thinking like, but I'm just starting out. Yeah. So if you're starting out, this will be applicable to, if we can do this with Russell Brunson, like anybody can do it, right? So just imagine having 2,000 participants, okay? #1, being #1 in the contest, that's one thing. But through our list, now we have an opportunity to do a webinar and we have 2,000 of our participants because we have a proven sales process and because we know how to generate leads. How many of you think that's amazing? Type in the chat. I think like we had, I think like finish the video. Like we had like 2,049 people on a webinar, right? I think to me, it's not just about revenue. I mean, in business, revenue is amazing, right? That's why we run business. But what I want to show you is you don't know, like by understanding this, it may be something that's really simple, but it's that one simple thing that actually got us there, okay? And I don't think I just ever showed this video anywhere in the world, but you know, I have it in my phone, I recorded it. I just thought that I want to show you like the possibilities are endless when you understand the importance of these different things in the business flywheel, okay? Perfect. So after like all of the different campaigns that we ran came in first, for expert secrets, first for traffic secrets, generated Russell, like I think like we did like close to 700,000, I think, on that one webinar with 2,000 people. How many of you thought like that? Like amazing, right? Like, yeah. So here's what Russell has to say, right? After working with us for like a couple of years and having us promoting their stuff.
I want to make a quick video today to tell you about my friend Peng Joon. Now, Peng, when we launched my book, Expert Secrets, a little while ago, he came out of nowhere and crushed all the other affiliates. It still blows my mind he was able to sell as many books as he did. Sold a ton of books. We had him come speak at Funnel Hacking Live, talking about his content machine, how he does what he does. And it's amazing. His presentation, first off, it was so cool to see how he systemizes the entire process, which was awesome. But then second off, he shared a really vulnerable video clip. We had people in our audience crying, and it was just his connection was amazing. He's an amazing person, a very amazing marketer, and amazing at what he does. So if you have a chance to work with Peng Joon at any, if it is with at an event, if it is with selling books, with driving traffic, like he's amazing at pretty much all these different skill sets across the board. If you have a chance to work with him, definitely do it. We've been grateful to know him over the last couple of years and having him as a partner. He's helped grow ClickFunnels, and he can help grow your company as well. And I want to make a quick video.
Like, I'm showing you this, I think for me, for the longest time running the business, it's not just about what we do, it's about us being able to help grow, scale other people's business as well, right? So I want you to hear, like I could say a million words, you know, but it would be just what I say, okay? How many of you appreciate that I'm showing you like what people really say? Like, it's not just something that I say and I tell you like we are number one, we are this, we are that. No, I'm showing you this because I want you to see if webinar sales process is for you, like this is what you need to be doing. You know, I'm somebody who walk the talk. Like, I don't care if I'm famous. I don't care about all that fame and all that, you know, like I'm here today. Like, I want to be able to have you walk away from this short presentation, just understanding how this thing can help you change your life and help more people be in contribution, right? And be appreciated for your work, right? So that's really amazing, right? Oh, Russell's amazing. Next is cultivation, okay? When it comes to nurturing, what are the things that you're doing, okay? Do you have social media calendar planned out? How are you building the relationship with your audience? Type in the chat. Like, do you have a social media planning calendar? Like, if you are an influencer, if you're somebody who is a thought leader, right? I'm not an influencer, I'm not a thought leader, but I just use Instagram to document my life, right? But how are you building the relationship with your audience? That's the question I wanted to ask yourself. Are you mapping it out? Are you planning out like what are the content that I should be putting out so that I can nurture that relationship, so that they can see and learn through whatever it is that I'm doing, right? So the next thing would be automated email sequence flow, right? Philip said no, okay, that's just a good one. So we use sales process, right? It's built in, okay? So everything that I show you is actually what we do in-house, right? This is our own software, right? People pay a ton of money people pay a ton of money on all these different software. So now with sales process, my goal when we decided to build this out was how can I put everything in one place, right? So that our users, so that my students will be able to have everything we have, all the different email sequence, all the different templates, right? So that's what I'm walking you through, okay? So automated email sequence flow. How often are you engaging with your audience? Like, do you write emails and send it out to them, right? Like, how often are you doing this? If you're not doing it, you have a list. That will be my homework for you tonight. Okay, you can thank me later. But how often are you sending out emails to your audience? Is it just when you want to sell them something, or are you actually building that relationship? Okay. Next one would be welcome emails. If you're a speaker, if you're a trainer, if you're a coach, like when somebody decides to buy something from you, or when somebody believes in you, they sign up for something free, or it could be paid. How are you welcoming them? Do you send the emails to make sure they've got all the details? How do you take care of them? I'm super anal when it comes to the delivery part of the business, right? I believe that, reputation is everything and trust is everything, right? Like once that's broken, you're done. So I put a lot of my emphasis when it comes to business in this part to make sure that our clients are taken care of. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're a real estate agent, if you are a insurance agent, right? Financial planner, how often are you checking in with your people? How are you building that relationship? Do you check in with them? Or do you just say, oh, I would like to do a review with you because it's been a year, and then sell them a bunch of things? That wouldn't work. Who want to buy from someone like that? No, right? Is it just me? Like you want to build relationship, you want to check in with your clients. If you're a coach, you want to make sure that you're constantly checking in on them to make sure that they are growing, right? So that is what you can do, right? Having the different emails. If it's an event, then having reminder emails, making sure they show up, include your link so that they know that they're taken care of, okay? There will never be too many emails. I'm sure you get emails from SR to show up on this webinar itself, right? So that's something that we should do for our clients as well, okay? And then another thing you can do to build relationship will be automated text reminder, right? So imagine having this automated. Like for us, it's all automated, okay? I'm a bit like, that's me. Everything is automated. It's all the process. It's all about putting the right system in place, right? So automated, when somebody signs up, automatically they receive an email like a text message from you. They receive automated text reminder from you. Like, isn't that amazing, right? You don't have to worry like, oh, so-and-so has purchased and I'm in the middle of movie. I have to like, okay, let me send the email right now. Let me text the person on WhatsApp to welcome them. No, that's not how you run a business, okay? You want to have automated text reminder sequence flow in place, okay? Next to be conversion. So what's conversion? Conversion happens every single day. Conversion happens when somebody goes into the next thing you want them to be at, okay? Conversion usually means sales. And sometimes it means just getting somebody to click, right? So it could be from ads, getting them to the next step. That's conversion. Successfully getting a person to the next step, right? Conversion could be when they see your video, they decide to book a call. That's conversion as well. Conversion could be when they come on the strategy call, they decided to buy from you, right? Conversion could also be when they see, if you are an influencer or if you market on social media, when they see your content, they decide to sign up for the thing. They decide to buy the product. They decide to try out the thing that you're promoting. That is conversion, okay? Conversion is also getting your kids to put their dirty laundry into the basket, right? Conversion happens everywhere in our life on a day-to-day basis, okay? So when it comes to conversion, right, of course, in the sales process, that helps you get there easier, right? Which is why that was the pillar number one. But when it comes to conversion, I want to show you, right, like the different pages. So you want, like, they watch the video, right, with the call to action button, so that can help them make the decision better, faster, easier, right? Then they go to the next thing. Earlier, somebody asked me, what's OTO? So OTO is one-time offer, right? So for example, earlier, I showed you the registration page, right? Then converted, the person opted in. Then we bring them to the next thing, which is the one-time offer one, okay? For them to get the VIP All Access Pass. It's $47, right? If they click on it, now we bring them to the next thing, which is one-time offer two. Okay, $37. Now you can also buy this, okay? Amazon, Sephora, they do this super well. If you purchase this, These are also frequently purchased together. How many of you know that? Like frequently purchased together, I'm a sucker for that. Like they will show me the bundle. They will say, if you love this product, chances are you will also love all these other stuff, right? So like in your sales process, you can actually do that, right? I mean, at the end of the day, your client or your prospects or your buyers, they may not know what it is that they need, but you do. Like you are good at what you do. So you want to make sure that in your sales process, you cater for this, okay? How many of you, like you're following me? Can I see like a thumbs up if you're following? I know I'm going really fast. I really want to make sure that you get, you understand this part because this is like super huge, okay? Yes, following, great, right? So you want to think about how this is applicable in your business, okay? It's a short 60 minutes presentation, but this could potentially change your business and the way you run it. Okay, then we bring them to the confirmation page, right? And then join the community, get the next thing. So the question I always ask myself, okay, I have coaches, I've paid a ton for people to coach me when it comes to things that I'm not great at, right? Like sales, like fitness, right? Like how much, the question is, how much is one proven strategy worth? How much do you think one proven strategy is worth in your business? Type it out in the chat. Just one thing that you've implemented as a result of what I've told you. We are like 15 minutes in, right? How much do you think that one proven strategy is worth if you were to implement just, let's say it's a high ticket funnel, right? Earlier, somebody said they want to roll out high ticket funnel, or by building relationship with your client. Type it out in the chat. I want to know. It can't be zero, guys. How much is one proven strategy worth? If I give you a strategy right now and ask you to implement it, like how much is that worth? That's what you need to see, okay? Like the amount doesn't matter. It could vary. If you're somebody who's starting out, it could be like $100, right? It could be 1,000. It could be 5,000. It could be 10,000. It could be 30,000, right? It could be 100,000 for some people. Really depends on the scale of your business. Okay, so this is the question I ask all the time, because if by asking the right question, that's how I can grow and scale our business. That's how I can grow and scale my client's business. That's how they can hire the right people. That's how they can roll out the right product. They can roll out the right sales process. They know what is next. Okay, so this is Justine, right? I mentioned earlier, like, I don't want to just show you different things. Like I love case studies. That's what drives me to do what I do, right? So this is Justine, right? Implemented a ton of things, strategies, handouts, step-by-step implementation support. Not just that, I think that's bare minimum we do for our clients, right? But as a direct result, implementing just one strategy per month and be able to take the team in-house, generated a revenue of 200,000 in a quarter. Like, when I heard that, when I see that, like, I was super, proud is not the right word. I think, like, I'm just mind blown and amazed. Because to me, if one person can do it, 10 other people can do it, right? I know 200,000, like that's like some crazy amount, but if a person can do 200,000, do you think by you implementing this, you can just do $2,000, 2,000 ringgit, or euros, or like 5,000 USD? Like how many of you, like you see that possibility? Like I want to show you this because maybe you think like, yeah, he's Russell Brunson, or Peng Joon can do it. Yeah, you can do it because fill in the blanks, right? But if somebody who is just, I think Justine's been like, with us like 2 years, right? I want to show you that there is possibilities in being able to implement and be able to get to whatever it is. But first, you got to understand and know what are the different things that you want to be working on before you can get that. Okay? Yes? Typing good. If this inspired you, knowing that I can just implement one strategy. And remember that if you were to have, if you were to pay me $10,000, okay, which is what I charge for my coaching students, If you were to pay me $10,000 for an hour, what would you implement as a direct result? I'm not showing you something that is, oh, this is catered for this group. No, this is something I show clients that pay me $30,000 or $100,000. Same thing. I walk them through the same process that I'm showing you guys. I don't want you to take this lightly because this is free. Change your mindset. If you've paid me $10,000 for this 1 hour that I'm speaking nonstop, what would you take away from this? What would you implement? Because that's what I care about. Okay. So that's Justin. Last, the next one is delivery. We've spoken about delivery quite a bit, right? So if you are a trainer, if you're a coach, you want to be able to have things mapped out for your people, right? I love beautiful designs. I have super high level of excellence when it comes to work, as you can see from my slide that, right? So every single event that we put out, we make sure like different people consume things differently. So how can we best support them? Okay. So you want to think about that for your business. Okay. Like, this is like this example of workbook, right? To give you a sneak peek of what's inside, getting them to write down their thoughts, right? This is a free webinar. I'm asking you to write down your thoughts. I'm asking you to treat this like it's $10,000. How we do one thing is how we do everything. Okay. So you want to make sure this is how you're serving your clients at the highest level. Okay. And then, of course, the different fulfillment, we always have members area together with like replays and all that, right? So that people can consume at their own time. If you're a speaker, if you're a coach, this is gold for you, okay? Or this golden nuggets, you want to be taking notes and make sure you implement them, okay? So these are all of the different resources, right? That we give to clients and students who pay us a ton of money, okay? So when it comes to, like, I know I've spoken about a lot of things, lead gen, lead cultivation, delivery. But the one thing that I always ask myself is, if I could keep all my customers and I don't generate new leads, how would my business look like? How much would that be worth? You know, like Peng Joon and we are like, I don't know if arch nemesis is the right word. Like, he focused so much on lead gen, right? In the business, it's just, okay, just spend it all on ads. But I focus on a lot on, okay, the delivery so that I can keep the right customers, right? So this is my question for you in the next thing that I'm going to be walking you through. It's all about retention. How do you resell them? How do you upsell them? I lump it all together because, like, once somebody is into your world, if they're a buyer, if done right, you'll be able to have them buying from you all like over and over and over again. Okay, how many of you here, you want your buyers or your audience to be buying from you all over, like over and over again, tapping over if that's you? Like, I want that, right? So I want to be able to make sure I massively over deliver in everything that I do for my audience, for my clients, so that they stay with me, right? At least they walk away being a better person, being a better business owner, being a better leader, okay? So in this retention, resell, and upsell part, right? So what can you do in terms of like your retention, resell, and upsell? So let's talk about the upsell and backend system first, right? So for example, sales process, okay? That is the landing page, right? That's the backend delivery. And then we have a ton of reporting. So within that system itself, right? I can't, like in pillar 3, I'm going to be talking a bit about that. You want to think about how do you have everything in one place, right? Angeline said, most of my clients stay with me. It's high ticket starting from 1,900 euros. Perfect. Amazing. I love the way you run your business, right? That's the goal. Okay. So like, for example, the different things that we have, our mentoring program, right? Landing page, backend, the backend reporting is important. Like, just look at this. Like, how many of you, like, if you, doesn't matter what industry, if you have a high ticket, you have a whole pipeline that shows you who are the people who applied for your call, who are the people who no-show, who are the people who reschedule, who are the call that, like, what are the calls that's been completed that you need to follow up. Just imagine this one thing. If you walk away from this session, just implementing this one thing, I think it's going to be worth a lot of money, right? Like, having that process in place, like, how much is that worth? So for us, obviously, we do it all in sales process, right? We own it. But I want you to think about what can you put in place in order for you to improve your upsell and backend system. Okay. Then of course, when it comes to retention, it's all about the post-event stuff. If you do events, if it's all about post-sales service, right? If you are in like a B2B kind of business, right? The different emails, templates, the different reporting you can be giving to your clients to show them where they are at in terms of project, okay? So my question for you is, are you implementing the right strategies in your marketing? Now that you've understood the whole business flywheel, you understand how to have a self-reinforcing cycle of growth. Are you implementing the right strategies in your marketing? Yes or no? Type in the chat. Not yet. I love the honesty, Ian. My problem is consistency. I love how honest you guys are. Some people say yes, some people say not yet. Okay, great, right? If it's not yet, I love it because the answer is not no. It's not yet. It haven't happened yet. You're about to do it, right? So I love that mindset. I love that attitude, okay? So if you haven't implemented it yet, right? You've taken a ton of notes. You're learning here. Great job for showing up, right? You want to list down that 5 things, right? The lead gen and all, right? What are the things you can implement, okay? So this is Dr. Mark. Dr. Mark, like I'm showing, I want to show you this because we talked a bit about recurring earlier. I want to show you somebody who has implemented the recurring sales process, right? And looking at the whole business cycle over and over and over again. And what are the results that they've generated? Okay, let's hear it for Dr. Mark.
What happened was that we were having multiple streams of income from one-time sales and monthly sales that we were basically charging our customers and creating more products and more services. The problem with that is that it's very tiring for a business owner and the whole team. Every time you have to create another new product and new service, right? You generate a new stream of revenue. Peng Joon asks, why are you not on subscription, right? You got a big pool of community, you got a big pool of clients already. Why are we not on subscription? So that was truly powerful that in a short period of less than 4 weeks, we have generated over 30,000 in recurring income. So for me, even that one meeting itself has already justified the cost of our enterprise investment. So with that, that was my sharing. Thank you for the opportunity, and I hope and last but not least is that, you know, I always wonder how does an 8-figure company structure their organization in terms of their team, especially marketing. And I was really impressed that Shu Yiing and Peng Joon hasn't been, you know, selfish about sharing. They have been very insightful. They really break it down, and not only in terms of team structure, but also in terms of the systems, the KPIs, the measurements, which allows you to really take that entire structure and implement into the business, right? And I think these are the 3 very important, I would say, takeaways and benefits that I've gotten on behalf of my entire organization at Palms Asia that has allowed us to see immediate results financially, emotionally as well for the team, because I think we are able to make better improvements in how we operate on a day-to-day, and more critically, also to our clients, right? How can we affect our clients more positively that they want to become a loyal client to us? I personally, right, endorse and recommend you to join Peng Joon and his team. What happened was that.
So that is Mark, right? Generating 30,000 in just 4 weeks. How many of you would love to be able to have that in the business? Type in me in the chat. Now, I would love that, right? That's the question that I ask myself every single week. So what can we do this week? What can I do this month that can generate the extra $100,000, $200,000, right? So why are you not on subscription? That one question, that itself generated 30,000 in 4 weeks. Every single week, that is like 120,000 in a month and more than $1 million in a year, right? So I guess the thing is really what the quality of question you ask. that makes all the difference, right? Like you want to be asking yourself the right question, okay? So the question for this part would be, how often are you auditing your business? Okay. You want to be auditing your business often enough, right? To make sure that you are putting the right thing in place. All right. And like I mentioned, this is something I do like 4 times a year. You can take a snapshot of this business flywheel audit. This is something I do for our mastermind clients. Like people pay a ton of money for this. So I want you to be able to benefit from it. Like go ahead, take a picture for this. Take a picture of this so that you can be doing it tonight or like over the weekend, right? So that you can work on your business. All right. So that sums up, right? The business flywheel. Next one is the when it comes to scaling master plan. Okay. When it comes to your scaling, it really is all about workflow, your SOP. What do you have in place in your business? The path in scaling, yes, it's math, right? That's what we say all the time when it comes to ads. It's also SOP, it's also workflows, right? I'm going to quickly power through. My time is almost up, right? Having the proven sales process in place, right? I've shown you a lot of examples. For us, it's when we put together the different sales process, that's when we are able to scale. That's when we are able to create other stuff in the business, other type of sales process in the business, right? So you want to think about, okay, if I'm not currently doing it, what are the things that I can be putting in place? That's number one, okay? So I want to I know it's just like screenshots that I'm showing you, but this screenshot that I showed here, like it means a lot to me. You know, this is the first funnel that we built. I actually paid somebody, I think it was like 50,000 USD, working with them to build this out, to launch this book, right? Today, it may seem like it's just something we can do in our sleep with our eyes closed, but it wasn't always like that. So I paid a ton of money, like building out these 2 funnels. I think it's like 50,000 each, right? And this was the first funnel that we built. Guess how long it took us? 4 months. So you got to be able to, like, you have to be willing to invest, right? Your time, your energy, your skill set, like for you to learn that skill set. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? And like, these are just a lot of other stuff that we've built once we've acquired the skill set. And I'm showing you this to show you that, like, if we can do it in just that short 7-8 years, you know, like if this is what's important to you in your business in terms of marketing, which I truly believe it is, right? You want to get started, right? You want to like put your sales process in place, okay? So these are like not just us, right? These are the sales process that we've built for our clients, right? All different industry, the influencer marketing, forex, property, music, right? Sales, real estate, fitness. So it works. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, okay? So to sum it up, right, the path to scaling is really in putting the right system and process in place, okay? So I don't expect my team to be performing from based on memory, right? I'm gonna just quickly show you guys, right? So everything that we do. So if you want to scale, if you're currently at a certain place, like say few 100,000 to 1 million, right? In order for you to get to the next place, in order for you to hit 7-figure, 8-figure, you want to make sure you have all of your different processes in place, okay? You want to make sure you have all the different checklists so that your team, they don't have to go through and think about it. Like, have I done this? Did I do that? Okay. I think that's the role of us as a leader, right? So for us, we have checklists for every single thing. YouTube, right? Social media, video optimization, right? Copywriting checklist, rendering video, optimizing video thumbnails, scheduling, all of that, right? So then the question is, where is the weakest link in your business? So if you know the path to scaling is for you to have the different workflow, the different SOPs and all of that in place. So where is the weakest link in your business? Share it out in the chat. Like, do you have the different processes in place? Do you expect your team to be performing like based on memory. Are you guys still here? Like Karin said, weakest link in the business is when it comes to system, right? Ian say, just starting out. If you are just starting out, great, now okay, I need to put all these things in place, right? Robert say, no SOPs, okay? If you don't have SOP, like that's something you want to be working on, especially if you have a team, okay? So the question to ask yourself as a leader is, did I put a process in place or did I train my team? Okay, nobody intentionally wake up and think how they can mess things up. If people are messing things up, if you're feeling frustrated, okay, if you feel frustrated every single time typing frustrated in the chat, if that's you, the question to ask is, did I put the process in place or did I train my team? Okay, so like we walk through like webinar sales process, right? Like we have all of that. I don't expect my team to be functioning from memory. So every single type of funnel, challenge funnel, we have the process for it, right? Every single step of the way. Like this is event funnel. How do you do the integration? How do you set up? How do you write your copy? How do you run your ads, right? All the different video trainings. A ton of it, like Peng Joon's follow-up sequence for extra sales, case studies, affiliate marketing, exact strategies. Okay. This is when it comes to high ticket sales process, right? The different ad creation, email templates. So as a leader, right, I genuinely believe that like how the team uses AI, right? This is what we share with our students in the community. And somebody asked if we can share the Trello board. So this is something that we use personally in-house, right? Like I'm showing you this so that I can show you if you're willing to do the work, you're going to be able to get there. And you have to be willing to do the work. Okay. It took us years to build this up, like tons of resources. Like I built this out myself. Okay. So that my team, I'm able to train them so that we are able to grow and scale. If you want to grow and scale, like your marketing, our topic is marketing scale up. It really comes down to your efficiency when it comes to how you run your team and business. We even have process for writing out flip charts. Like this is my handwriting. I trained my team. They're able to write exactly the way I write, right? It's insane. If you think, oh, it's just about putting things in Trello board and checklist. No, think again. How can you duplicate yourself in your business so that you have somebody that is doing it for you over and over and over again? Okay. So that's the power of having a process. Okay. So if you do not have a process in everything that you do in the business, you want to start working on that. Okay. Start mapping it out. All right. So this is Adele. Adele's worked with us for 4 years, right? We help her grow and scale her business, right? I'm going to quickly power through. I know my time is like up. I have like 5 minutes left, okay? So in summary, here's what we talk about, okay? Sales process creation essentials. We've walked you through all the different things, different type of sales process, and have you identify what's right for you, right? We have talked about automated growth multiplier, which is the business flywheel, right? Lead gen, cultivation, conversion, delivery, retention, resell, upsell. We have talked about the scaling master plan. It all comes down to you scaling, putting processes in place, having the right system in place. Okay? How many of you are liking it so far? Yes? How many of you learned something in that like 1 hour that we power through? If you learn something, type me. Okay, success resources give me 60 minutes. They expect me to deliver the world. I'm trying my best. I'm giving you guys everything that I have. But my time is almost up, right? They wanted me to be able to put something out so that we'll be able to continue education, right? Would it be okay with you if I share a bit about this exponential growth mastery 3-week program that we have? Would that be okay? Can I see a yes? Right? If you want to be able to grow and scale, right? I've given you all the different steps, the different things that you need to identify. I think now it's all about implementation. That's it. That is the last thing, right? So exponential growth mastery, what is it? I'm going to walk you through. So these are the dates. So it's going to be 3 weeks, right? The first week happening on the 2nd of November. second week, 9th of November, third week on the 16th of November, right? And who is this for, right? It works for authors, it works for internet marketers, entrepreneurs, seminar leaders, speakers, coaches, network marketers, anybody who want to grow and scale any business, okay? When it comes to marketing, okay? So Ada asked, is it the same program on GBI? It's different. This one, we're going to be focusing on marketing, okay? Not so much on like leadership people and all that, okay? So exponential growth mastery, like what is it and how does it work, okay? So I know we are starting in November. There's a reason for that, so that you can go audit your business. I'm going to do a pre-training session with you next Saturday or the Saturday after. Success Resources will plan and send out the details, right? So you can kickstart your marketing business growth. How many of you would love to kickstart your marketing business growth based on the 3 pillars that we talk about today? Rachel say me, Angelica say me, right? Tons of me. So I want you to be able to maximize that 3 weeks with me. So that's the reason why we have the pre-training in place, okay? So I can spend that 1 hour to 90 minutes having you audit your business before we get to the real thing, okay? I think it takes time for you to be able to compile all the different information, the data, the numbers, okay? So week 1, we are going to be talking about exactly what we talk about here. Pillar number 1, sales process creation essentials. What are the things you are looking at when it comes to your sales process, right? Creation. Week 2, we're going to be talking about the self-reinforcing cycle of growth, business flywheel. We're going to put it all in place. What are you going to be doing when it comes to lead gen? What are you going to be doing when it comes to nurturing, right? Putting the whole game plan in place. Okay, week 3, we're going to be talking about the path to scaling, which is your process, your systems, your people, leadership, and all that. How many of you think that's amazing? Yes, we are not just learning, like I want you to be able to implement. Okay. Yes. Ada said training on the GBI, you can pay for another one. Let's speak to the team and see what we can do for you. Okay, so here is what you're going to get. Okay, I'm going to power through this. We have 5 minutes. 3 weeks immersive live exponential growth mastery. Okay, so that you can transform your business into exponential growth machine. If you want to transform your business into a machine in just 3 weeks, type in growth if that's you. Okay, so that I know who are the people who want to grow and scale the business. So that's the first thing. Okay, so what else do you need? So that's the first thing. What else do you need? Okay, your business wouldn't run without the system. Okay, so I am going to include the next thing that you need is sales process. So I'm going to include that 1-year sales process enterprise access, so that you can deploy all of our sales process templates. All the templates that I've shown you guys, amazing. Yes. It's all built in sales process. It's all in there so that you can start generating your leads and sales instantly, okay? With all of the templates that we have already in the sales process account, right? So you can throw away all of your other tools. You don't need them. Like this is everything sales process can do for you. Like I'm adding that in, like that itself, like sales process itself, like that is $997 per year. I know somebody asked earlier, okay? Next, what else do you need, right? So to recap, you get the 3 weeks training, you get the 1-year sales process enterprise access. What else do you need? You need the proven sales process, everything that I've shown you, right? What if we were to give you all of that, all of my hard work in the last 10 years, all of the templates, the snapshots, it's all added into your account. You get our proven sales process so that you can get access to the best marketing plans. It's ready for you. You just need to swipe, model, and deploy. If you think that's amazing, type in yes. Every single thing that I've shown you, all of the sales process, so that you don't have to figure it out. I've done the heavy lifting for you. I figure it out for you. Okay, my team and I will spend a ton of resources. All of this that we talk about, you are gonna get it. Okay, we're gonna add it in. All of the different templates for the founder, doesn't matter what industry you're in, you're gonna be able to deploy it. Okay, you're gonna get all the emails, text templates, everything that I talk about. Okay. So if you are somebody who wants to implement, you don't want to figure it out on your own, like this would be for you, okay? So all the proven sales process. What else? All the in-house automated follow-up sequence, right? I've walked you through a ton of them, right? You're going to get all of the different emails. If you're coaches, if you're speakers, like this is going to be like super valuable. All you need to do is to deploy it, okay? That's what you're going to get, right? will pay like thousands and dollars for this, but we're going to be adding it in, okay? You're going to get 3 weeks immersive exponential growth mastery, 1 year sales process enterprise access. You're going to get all the proven sales process, right? Value of 5,000. All of our in-house automated follow-up sequence, value at 1997. You guys want more? Type in more if you want more, okay? More. Let's go, okay? You get access to the Trello boards, okay? Everything I've shown you, all the Trello board, you're gonna get it so that you can utilize our proven processes. You can design your and optimize your workflow and increase the productivity. How many of you think this is priceless? Honestly, 2,500, do not do this justice. It's my life's work, okay? This will be priceless. Like I would sell this for $10,000, okay? So you are gonna get all of these different boards, everything I've shown you, you're going to get that, okay? You're going to get a checklist so that you can just copy, deploy this into your business, okay? So recap, we're going to get the 3 weeks immersive training, 1 year sales process, proven sales process, our in-house automated sequence, access to Trello board. All of this. And here's what you're going to get, okay? I've added the value. It adds up to this amount, right? But I have this question for you. If all this did was like help you build your business with the right foundation so that it's highly scalable, would it be worth it so that you get back your time, your money, and sanity? If I were to be able to help you to decrease and help you eliminate the wastage, improve your efficiency so that you don't need to have an overinflated team, so that you can increase your margin, would it be worth it? Yes, to help you automate your sales process in your business so that you can generate the leads while you're asleep. Would that be worth it? Last one. This is why I do what I do, to be able to help you get back 1 extra hour every single day as a result of having better process and system in-house. Would that be worth it? Yes. If all this did was for you to be able to generate that 2 times more revenue, for you to be able to create a subscription model that's 30,000 in 4 weeks, would that be worth it? If we can help grow Russell Brunson's company, we can help grow your company. I'm very sure, okay? I just came from a weekend last week, my first event ever, right? I can say the world about myself, but I am somebody like I give my 100%, 500% in everything that I do, right? Like, this is what the students say. But I'm showing you this is because I want you here. I want you to be the success story. I want you to be able to walk away, okay? I want you to be able to walk away with all the system tools, templates, strategies, so that you can grow and scale your business, okay? So you can see why this is a great deal. Even at this price, I will pay that, right? But for the first time ever, this is my first time ever, okay? The previous one is something else. This is like on marketing, exponential growth mastery. We're going to be building out. It's 1497 plus tax, okay? You're going to be getting everything that we've spoken about. You're going to be getting the 3 weeks immersive training. You're going to be getting all the proven funnels. You're going to be getting 1 year sales process, okay? You're going to be getting the different templates. You're going to be getting a ton of crazy stuff, okay? So if you want to be a part of this, if you want to grow and scale your business, all you need to do is to head over to the link, okay? successresourcesvirtual.com/SY, okay? Coming here, I know, like I always want to do like crazy stuff. I want to give you incentive for being like action takers. How many of you want to be able to get more by if you are taking action, if you are somebody who wants to be able to grow and scale your business, if you are somebody who wants to be able to implement the different things that we talk about, okay? I think taking action is the most important thing. So for the first 17 people, right? I know we said 1497. I'm going to add this in, okay? You're going to get one-on-one coaching with me, okay? This is 30 minutes. Typically, I charge 10,000 an hour. So 30 minutes, $5,000. So for limited time only, if you're somebody who sign up on this event, you're going to be getting one-on-one coaching with me, not my team, me. I'm going to be looking at your business, okay? So this is worth $5,000. That brings the total value to 20,658, okay? Then I ask myself, what else can I do for you? You've gotten the 3 weeks event, you've gotten the sales process, you've gotten all of that, okay? I'm going to allow you to bring a family member or business partner. I genuinely believe that my growth in the last 10 years, both Peng Joon and I, we grow the way we did, all because we could learn together. So I value that. So that having that spouse or partner being there with you, understanding what it is that you are going through, I think that is truly priceless, you know, to be able to grow together in life. So I want you to be able to get this, okay? I don't want you to pay a ticket for your business partner. I'm going to pay out of my pocket. So you are going to be able to bring a family member or a business partner. Amazing. So I added that because I was once in your shoes, right? Like I had to figure everything out. So if you think about it, 1,497, I think that's like $4 a day, right? Like that's the amount of it is spent on like Starbucks every single day. Like, what if you were to take the amount and invest it in yourself and not having the coffee or the caffeine, right? Having better sleep at night as a result of having better processes in place, right? So to recap, this is everything that you are getting, right? If this is you, if you're somebody who's thinking about growing, scaling your business and putting everything, you want to head over to that link, Success Resources. I think the team has dropped the link in the chat as well, right? Success Resources virtual.com/sy. Okay. I spoke to Jimmy from Success Resources, and I really want to do whatever I can to get you guys on, because I want you to get back your sanity and in your business. Would it be okay if we over deliver? I'm gonna take this $200 off, like it's my share. Okay. I'm gonna give you this special thing that we've never done before. Okay, I value your time. So if you go for one-time payment today, you're going to take $200 off. Okay, so instead of 1,497, it's going to be 1,297 plus tax. This works for the full payment people only, and this is only valid for the next 12 minutes. Okay, or until Rock ends today. Okay, so before I go, okay, I just want to leave you with this. If you're currently stuck in your business, right? If you're thinking like, I don't know what's the way out. I don't know why is my business not working. I want to just leave you with this. This could be the best thing you can remember for yourself in running a business. Remember that you are the bottleneck of your business. Whatever that's not working is because you are not working. Okay. If you don't have that business that you want yet, it's because you haven't become the person that's required of you. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's the end of it. Thank you so much for staying with me. If you want to take advantage of the offer, go ahead, click on the link, and I look forward to seeing you at the workshop and help you grow and scale your business. Thank you, everyone.
All right, give her some love in the chat. Give her rounds of applause. Again, I'm going to do it physically so she can see, but we're going to feel the energy from everybody as well. Holy Shu Yiing, I know why you're the chief operating officer. The systems. And I'm going to say this to people here. I want you to understand. It's all about the system, We work too hard because we don't have systems. And the reason you're the chief operating officer is you have that passion. If you saw her passion for systems, if you could really feel that, type yes into the chat box, because I really got that. And I'll tell you, one of the first things I really picked up from you on your presentation was pillar number 1, all roads lead to having a proven sales process. How true is that? Like that right there caught my attention. And I was going through and thinking about, how do I do what you're talking about? And that is one of the things I had typed in that I'm missing is the SOPs, the standard operating procedures. That's what I've got my team now working on, because we don't have it in place. So we're always having to rely on the brain. And so I'm so happy that you brought that up. Quit trying to remember it. Quit trying to have to, why do that when all the work you guys have put together is all in place? And I want everybody to really understand the value of what you've put. Sure, you said it's valued at $22,155. Not in my opinion. All that work you put behind, it's worth way more than that. So I want to say personally, thank you for being that operations person that says details, get them in there, put those standard operating procedures together so we can have the key performance indicators, KPIs. Because if you're creative and you don't have that, no wonder we struggle. So thank you from my heart to yours. And I'm going to send you the big hearts. I'm going to send you the medium hearts. Wait for the explosion. There it is. And I'm going to send you the nano hearts as well. Give her another great big round of applause, everybody. And thank yous in the chat box. And as she said, take advantage of it. And I'll let you know, as we wrap up this session, how many of you would agree we've had two amazing powerhouse presenters? If you agree, type agree into the chat box. And if you've learned a lot today, this is only day 2 of the 3 days. And I've, Success Resources, in partnership with Aaron, myself, again, Success Resources, we want to be your learning partners. It makes me think of something that T. Harv Eker, for those of you know who that is, he says this all the time, and I totally agree. It's in his book. It says, differences between rich people and poor people. Poor people, and I don't mean this to shock people or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you kind of what's been my experience of over 20 years of training and seeing the difference between wealth and success and struggle and poor people. He says, poor people think either or. Do I do what Hui Hui offered, or do I do what Shu Yiing offered? And what Harv says is rich people think both. Rich people think both. And because Success Resources absolutely agrees with that, to wrap this up, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to have a little bit of fun again. And so get your phones ready to be able to do a new QR code, because it's a different QR code. They decided that said, look, we have these two amazing presenters that just gave us all this great information. And your mind might be thinking, well, do I do Hui Hui's or do I do Shu Ying's? Why not do both? So we put together what's called the Ultimate Marketing Mastery, where you get the 2 months, a month with each of these amazing ladies, of power pack training with 2 expert trainers to master today's essential digital marketing techniques and drive business growth. From what you were taught by both of them, and I'm going to give you an example. When Shu Yiing was talking about all roads lead to and what do you have in place, let me give you a real world example. During COVID, because I wasn't traveling around the world doing live trainings, I started being a guest on a lot of podcasts. It cost me time to do it. That's it, no money. And at the end, people would say, Robert, how can we reach out to you? So I'm thinking of my sales process. And I'd say, hey, as a thank you, go to this website. You can download my book, Secrets of the, Success Left a Clue, at no charge as my gift to you for listening to the podcast. And you'll be able to book, when you download the book, you'll be able to book a time with me for a 20-minute power session. Remember what Shu Yiing said about high-end programs and processes. How are you creating those leads? So while I'm sleeping, people are listening to podcasts. And all of a sudden on my calendar, automatically I'm getting bookings for 20-minute spots. I go in, I give sheer value. I don't sell anything to them. Sheer value. I give them a great session. I coach them. I help them out, get through something that's holding them back. And at the end, I say, if you're interested on a mentoring program I do, book a separate call for 30 minutes and I'll go through it and tell you what it is. And I would then, the people would book on that. I'd do a 30-minute call with them. And for a 16-week program with me, they pay $5,800, where they got to talk to me 8 times in that 16 weeks. I had that process. But here's the thing. Only parts of it had the systemize in it. So I was doing more work than I needed to do. So just listening to what Shu Yiing was talking about, I know what I would do different now if I ever ran that kind of program again. And I had great results. I had a lot of people, but I was doing all the work. So systems, systems, systems. Everybody type system into the chat box. And we're wrapping up in about 5 minutes, JP, just so you know. Systems, systems, systems. Type that in the chat box. Love it. And for those of you staying, remember, in a couple moments, I'm going to have the stay till the end bonus for you as well. So what Success Resources decided to do, they said, look, we know people are going to, do I do Shu Yiing or do I do Hui Hui's program? And they said, why don't we have you do both? And so what they've included in this program, where if you want to do both of the ladies' programs, you do get what Shu Yiing offered, valued at $17,482. Their whole process, that whole month with her, you get the whole thing that Shu Yiing just went through. valued at $22,155. We're going to throw in some extra bonuses at the end. Once you've completed both of their trainings, that's 2 months with 2 experts. You're also going to then get a certificate of completion. We're going to do a special event where we're going to do the certificates of completion hosted by myself and my partner, Aaron Huey. Bonus number 2, you're going to have access to the recordings of both of their trainings. You heard it. Both women, they're so passionate. They go through a lot of stuff very quickly. What would it be worth to be able to listen again and again and again, being able to go through and say, okay, how did Shu Yiing say to do that? Right. Here's the part, and listen to it again. So you'll get access to the recordings, and you'll actually get action guides that are going to give you practical steps. At the end of the trainings, it's going to be, okay, do this first, do this. Remember when they taught you this, do that now. So you're going to get those action guides also as bonuses. And so when you put it all together, the ultimate marketing mastery, if you put the value of both, it's almost $40,000 US, plus all the bonuses that I just added on. What Success Resources has done, again, they want to be your learning partners. There's a reason they are the largest personal development training company promoters in the world, working with all the top names. If you add the 2 programs together, even at the seminar special tonight, $2,792. For those of you that want to do both, they said, we'll do it for $1,997. Put $1,000 down. That'll hold your spot. You can help. They'll help figure out the payments for you as well. And here's how you look at this. For it, if you want to event, and right on your phones right now, you can actually do this. If you wanted to sign up just for Hui Hui's, you click on that link. If you want to sign up just for what Shu Yiing taught you, you'd click on that link. Or if you'd like to do the mastermind, the full program, you click on that link. For those of you who have already registered for one or the other, you're going to be able to just pay the difference. Our team will walk you through. It'll be able to do it all on the pages. If you've registered for both already individually, you'll end up getting a bit of a refund. How cool is that? So I'm going to keep this up here for a second while it's now on your phones. And of course, our team is going to be putting the links into the chat box. We have been giving a ton of information to you over the last, what we call the 2 days. Day 1, which was 2 weeks ago. Day 2, which is now. And we've got a third power-packed session coming up for you. You don't want to miss it. If you've been getting value from these trainings, type value into the chat box. Yeah, Alicia is going to be on the 3rd day. We are bringing Alicia in, and she is going to help you with AI for content creation. And for those of you that weren't on the training with us for day 1, which was 2 weeks ago, one of the things that was so cool about what Alicia did is she actually had you, while she was teaching you, creating with AI right there on the spot while you're doing the training, showing you how possible it is. If you have questions for our team, if you need to know how to be able to get things worked through, as we wrap up, reach out to our team on the chat. They'll reach out to you personally so that we can get those questions answered for you. We have a lot more in store for you on the Success Resources virtual programs. Every 2 weeks, we're doing this until the end of the year. Different themes. We've covered AI. We've covered marketing. We've covered leadership. We've covered strategy. There's so many things, and we've got a lot coming up. So the ultimate marketing mastery, again, if you want to do both, right there is a QR code that you are on the screen beside me. You can take advantage of it, which saves you even a further now $800-900 off of doing each one a la carte. I want to thank these amazing, amazing ladies for the value that they gave today. They knocked it out of the park. Ladies, thank you very much. I want to acknowledge our powerful team that's working behind the scenes for doing the work that they do. Team, thank you very much. Success Resources team. And of course, most importantly, we want to acknowledge all of you because you're the one showing up and you're the one staying. If you watch, you've seen numbers have dropped since we began. So we're going to report, we are going to give you an amazing, amazing gift. And what that gift is we are, for all of you that stayed, you're going to be able to get, and I just got to make sure I've got the right name for it. There it is. We're going to be giving you access to an AI marketing strategies training, 3-part training that was done by Aaron Huey, my partner right there. This is your show up and stay bonus, stay till the end bonus. You are going to have access to a 3-part series where he dives into how to do prompts and how to get your marketing. How do you figure out your demographics and psychographics for your ideal client so that you can get started. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being who you are, for staying. We look forward to seeing you on the next one, and where we're going to take you on a whole new level. And yes, Alicia, we couldn't get fit into this one, so we're giving her the next one to really shine and really deliver. These trainings are no cost. Show up, participate, have fun. Thank you, everybody. We look forward to seeing you on the very next training. Have an amazing rest of your weekend.